We got last night, Venmo, Cash App, all out the Bubba Army.
All right,
Thank you.
Should be up now.
All right, let's do a reset, Willie, here. And what would we do without streaming? We wouldn't even be alive.
Yeah, we'd be dead.
I want to watch myself.
Anna would be, I don't know, what would you be doing? Tilted kilt? Wing house?
I'm almost 36 with no chest. Do you think I'd be working at Tilted Kills?
Maybe as a bartender.
How about not?
Oh, okay, sorry. Can't you take that as a compliment?
Thank you. With
Like
my little raisins.
I think you're cute,
Thank you.
Plus you could wear a padded bra.
I sure could.
And you could if you needed to flirt, you could. You're like, hi guys.
I don't know if I could.
Hi guys, what do you Hi guys, what are you having today?
That's why I was such a bad bartender. I didn't know how to do that.
What can I start you out with today? Okay. All right. And then you give them just like a little fleeting touch on the elbow, like you're just a little bam,
Yeah.
Just, okay, I'll be back. I'll get you drinks, and then when I come back, maybe you guys might be ready to order. Okay, thanks. Blake Brannon, $25 last night on Venmo, and he said to the asshole who said Anna went on a rant, I love her on Kevin's Law,
Aww.
and so I donated this on behalf of her ranting.
Oh, God bless.
Greg and Amy, of course, were first out of the hole this morning at 5:28. Thank you, Greg. I think Greg's the one that drives tonight. I think Amy's probably sacked out. And Philip O'Brien last night in the middle of the night at midnight on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the Bubba Army.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to everybody. Today's after show will be visible. Won't be a podcast, Willie. It might turn into a podcast, Willie, but it's going to be a Facebook with a YouTube kicker, and it'll be Blummel.
Yes, it will.
But I'd say probably 10. They usually roll in here about 10.
10:20 we're trying to
10:20, 10:25.
Yeah.
10:30.
Trying to start earlier than that.
We've had a lot of action on our OnlyFans. I've kind of forgot about our OnlyFans, but I got somebody helping me with my OnlyFans, and it really, really is kicking ass. There's a lot of Akira. There's a lot of Stormy Daniels. Well, no, they just got into a Stormy Daniels deal, but there's a lot of Akira and there's a lot of Janessa Brazil.
I noticed that someone messed with it last night. They subscribed to like 1 million channels.
Yeah, there's a reason behind that. The person that's doing our
Yeah, it just sends a notification every time it's done, so it was like, whoa.
Yeah, I got him too. Will, T-shirt Will. Thank you, $1. Thank you, Will. Thank you very much, my friend, on the Cash App. So our OnlyFans is chock full of a bunch of new stuff, and they're editing it down, too. When the Merch Crick was doing it, she just put it like all 22 minutes up there, and it might only be like, 6 minutes of like, monkey rocking or something that you'd really want to watch.
Yeah.
So it's been, they're kind of trying to do, hello?
Whoa. Speaking of monkey rocking.
I know, that's what I thought.
It's Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Jim Lockwood. Yeah. I'm the blind lawyer in Indiana. I was watching your Culver's video.
No, hold on. You're the blind lawyer from Indiana. First of all, what part of Indiana?
South Bend, Indiana.
But how can you watch my Culver's video with my mom in the creek when you're blind?
Well, you play it, and I have ears. My ears work.
Oh, okay. So.
Are you all the way blind?
Are you all the way blind, or can you see a little? Can you see a little bit?
No, it's completely blackout.
Okay.
If we had our eyes closed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could you ever see?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I was able to see when I was in elementary school.
And then did you get like meningitis or something, or like something like? And there's some.
No, I was born in it's called Clear Lake, Houston. It's right outside of Houston, Texas, Clear Lake, Texas.
Right.
And it was a neighborhood, ironically enough, called South Bend as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it was found out to be built on a toxic dump site.
And so did honest to God, that's what did your eyes in for real?
Well, they don't know, but I mean,
were you going outside and rubbing the dirt in your eyes, when you were playing or something?
Didn't you say that there's other kids that had the same problem that you grew up around?
No, that's the problem because in that neighborhood, a lot of kids had different once in a million kind of conditions, but they weren't all the same.
Oh, yeah. If you would have had one more blind kicker on the deal, you could have maybe sued.
I mean, they had lost. We did sue them and stuff. So,
did you guys? I mean, you're a lawyer. Did you guys win?
Yeah, they won a settlement.
Okay. I mean, your parents did nonetheless.
Well, I did. And
Oh.
my sister did a little bit, but
I mean, was
didn't have any issues with her.
it significant at all?
I mean, $700,000. I mean, that's not that.
Yeah, but God, I'd rather have my. I mean, for $700,000, I'd rather have my eyeballs back, wouldn't you, buddy?
Yeah, same here. Yeah, tell me, but life is what it is, right?
Right. It really is, and you know what? Having a cool, kick-ass attitude like you probably is exactly what you need, because you certainly can't change
Whatever,
what happened.
dude. Attitude.
Right.
Yeah. Whatever, dude. If I can get in Notre Dame undergrad and Notre Dame law school, anyone could do anything.
How old were you when you got the settlement?
I 2, 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dang, yeah. That's balling for a toddler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but hold on.
Yeah, I was balling. Yeah, I was like,
but did your parents set that aside for you specifically? Or
yeah, the court set up a trust.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that means
yeah.
you did get it then.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I got it. I mean,
because some parents, like if your kid was 2, got $700,000, and they didn't specifically, set it aside in an escrow deal or something like that.
That right up.
I mean, Dad's got a brand new jacked up truck, and Mom's got a new Benz, and you got new flat screen TVs in every room. Hell, you're just going to buy a new house at the end of the day, right? Let's go crazy.
No, my parents are good people, so they but they had a trust set up.
Perfect.
Like that.
So what part of South Bend? Because I'm very familiar with South Bend.
You know where Elbow Golf Course is?
No, I mean not
that familiar.
Like I know where Notre Dame is, and I know where Fur Hill and Penn High School is, and I know where Mishawaka High School is.
The penitentiary. That's where I went to high school at.
Did you go to Penn? You're a Penn Knightsman?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Penn Kingsman.
Penn Kingsman, yeah.
Yeah, Kingsman, yeah. Guilty as charged. But so we're kind of on the west. It's not bad, west side, but it's we're on the west side. Kind of on the northwest side of town. You
guys have been having some brutal weather up there lately, have you not?
Yeah, we have some winter storm warning or something. I get jealous every time you guys talk about the weather.
And South Bend, man, always gets that lake effect more than Warsaw does. So you guys get like 3 or 4 extra inches than.
Oh, way more, yeah. But they're never right. Whenever they predict, it's going to be a foot of snow, you're like, okay, we'll have 2 inches. Whatever.
How long have you lived in South Bend, Indiana?
We moved up here when I was 5.
All right, so you grew up. Now, are you my age, sir, or how old are you?
I'm 38. I'm actually,
you're way young. Yeah, I was way out of there. I was way out of there by when you were rolling through there. Way out of there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that the funniest part of that COVID video is when your mom does turn up the heat.
Oh, my mom completely turned. Yeah, my mom completely just instinctually turned into a mom. And it's completely different than way the Merch Crick was handled as a kid, because the Merch Crick's mom, God bless her soul, Virginia, she would just let Merch Crick run the show. Like if Merch Crick was trying some type of food and didn't like it, and Virginia would have been like, "Oh, just go ahead and spit it out, baby." Well, when Merch Crick had the chili in her mouth, and she was like, "Look," and my mom goes, just out of nowhere, it's like almost there was like an exorcism. She's like, "Swallow it." She turned into a mom.
Really
I'm like, yeah, that's kick. And her Merch Crick swallowed it immediately.
Yeah, she was laying down the law there.
Yeah, I wish you could have seen it, man. It was a good. It's our number 1 performing video right now on YouTube. And I wish. Yeah, it is. It is. It's doing real well. Yeah.
Oh, very good. Excellent.
I mean, do you go to our I mean, I know YouTube's a very visual thing, but it's also audio thing too. So is that?
Yeah, I watch YouTube all the time. Yeah. I watch it way too much, probably, actually.
What type of law do you practice in South Bend, buddy?
I do personal injury and family law.
Okay. So, kind of like what Brian and Gina does.
Yeah. And what does Dan do? What kind of law do? They do personal injury,
Yeah,
right?
they do personal injury. Yeah, medical mal, personal injury.
Yeah, medical mal is stuck.
And then Jay, Jay kind of became kind of a First Amendment guy. He's done a couple of those, but I was his big high-profile one on that. He'd never done anything like that before, but he went in there and just boss-hogged him. He just killed it.
Is he going to be in today, Jay?
No, they come in. Okay. Jay and Dan, Mondays and Tuesdays for those guys.
Well, I don't know what Anna put on the schedule, but you ought to look up the new. It's a Florida law that they had in the Hill newspaper. It says bloggers who have blogs that comment.
City prep things.
We got it. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about it. Me and in fact, hold on. In fact, Blitz and I were talking about that particular article before the show started today.
Yeah. If I lived in Florida, I would be posting a blog immediately after that law passes, and the bottom would say, "I made $100 and they eat me."
We're gonna get into that because we kind of think that it might be maybe wrongly reported, and
they're of course putting it on the governor, and it's like, I didn't know the governor was in the legislature passing laws. It's funny, I didn't learn that.
I did. Hey, listen, Blitz and I were talking this morning, and I was like, man, DeSantis has really jumped the shark. So I think the average guy, mildly educated like me, automatically thinks that that's a DeSantis deal. And Blitz had to correct me, and he's like, that has nothing to do with the governor. That's the House.
Yep.
Yeah.
The House.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. But knee-jerkingly, I automatically blamed, Ronnie D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
because of the media.
Well, it'll be interesting what the governor's office says about it. They reached out for comment, but
now the governor's office can veto that if it would happen to get passed.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that would ever get. I don't think that's going to go through. I don't think.
I don't even know what the guy even thinks by putting whatever that Republican. It's a Republican congressional member.
It is, yeah.
In the Florida House, but I don't know whether that guy's crazy or what his issue
Probably.
is.
I think I didn't look a lot into it. I think the idea behind it is good. It's just written wrong and then interpreted by the media wrong again.
Right.
It's not. I don't think it'll pass. I don't think it'll pass it. I don't think it's a good bill.
Two wrongs make a wrong.
Yeah, it's dumb.
So
I'm interested to hear what your views are on it.
Yeah, we'll get into it here momentarily.
Yeah,
do you listen to the majority of the show?
Oh yeah, I listen to it each morning while I'm working and while I'm getting my daughter ready. I have a daughter about your son's age. How old is your son, Lemmy?
17 months.
Okay, yeah. Brianna, who's trying to throw herself off the bed right now.
Oh, nice.
How do you know?
How do you really know what she's doing?
Because she's right next to me. And
right. Now, do you have a wife? Do you have a wife?
Yeah, she's at a teaching conference.
Oh, okay.
Whatever this weekend. So
you're a good dad, and you're taking care of the kids while mom is at the conference.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
what we're doing.
All right, man. Well, what's your first name again?
Jim.
All right, Jim, the blind lawyer from South Bend.
Yep, sounds good, man.
Fellow
Thanks,
Hoosier.
Bubba.
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
Wow, that's kind of cool right out of the box, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Jim, the blind lawyer from South Bend.
Yeah, he called before too, and he stumbled upon us a couple years ago, and he's turned into a pretty big listener.
Really?
Yeah, when he called, I sent you a picture of him.
You did?
Yeah, they did an article on him in South Bend Tribune.
Oh, nice.
All right. And that's a guy that legitimately can wear sunglasses in inside, because that's
he's blind. He's blind.
He's blind. He's blind. Well, I don't know if
Does he know his room is painted that horrible color?
Now hold on. What are all these microphones? Did you do a podcast? Because see, Blitz, he's got like two broadcast quality, microphones.
He actually has a show on Sirius XM.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, the blind lawyer from Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I like that red shag. I there's a lot of things I like about in here, but I'm just wanting to know. He obviously probably does do some type of podcast,
probably.
Or maybe that's like I don't know. Maybe
is that an audio
for like depositions?
And what about to like transcribe it to Brill?
Yeah, maybe he.
Wait, hold on, whoa.
To Brill?
To do what now?
To Brill?
To what?
To Brill.
To Brill.
What does that mean to Brill?
Transcribe it.
To what?
To how he can touch his fingers.
What's he transcribing to?
Oh, Brill.
It's not Brill.
It's
Braille. You dumbass.
To Brill.
Brill.
Brill is. I don't even know if Brill is a word.
Brill?
No, Brillo, like a Brillo pad. But I don't know about Brill. Like, let me ask old girl. Hey, Alexa, what does Brill mean?
As a noun, Braille is usually defined as French teacher of the blind.
No.
As a verb,
No.
Braille is usually defined
She even
as
says
Stop.
to
Braille.
write or transliterate in Braille characters.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, what does BRILL mean?
In the dictionary, Brill is a European flatfish.
Yeah, well,
So I guess Lemmy
it's
says
a
if you
fish.
Lemmy says if you talk into a mic, it turns into a flatfish.
Yeah, like a turbot.
Like a what?
A turbot. It's a fish too.
yeah.
Are you trying to say salmon?
No.
No,
Oh.
turbot. He looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, because Brill is also a form. It's a turbot.
All right, well, let me
T-U-R-B-O-T.
here's the deal. Maybe, perhaps, he does speak into this microphone, and it goes into a recording where, like, a secretary or something can transcribe it, and then, but I don't think a microphone can turn something into Braille, because Braille is raised letters or raised little dots on a piece of paper or anything for that matter that they can swipe their finger. Blind people can swipe their finger over and read. Am I right? It's a series of raised dots or raised material. Like for instance, a bathroom sign could have Braille on it, and so a blind person could go and swipe their finger on those dots and understand what this room represents that he's maybe going in or her going into.
There are machines that like pop up little things where you can, it basically like reads text via Braille.
Right.
So they do have that, but I don't think that's what that's for.
Yeah. This looks like something broadcast-wise, doesn't it kind of?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Lummy, it's Braille. You did, and have you gone through life thinking that the language that blind people speak is Braille? Did you think that?
Well, yeah.
Just say yes.
Yeah, I mean, look, you guys understood what I meant.
Lummy, what language does this guy speak?
Him?
Yeah.
English?
There you go.
Ooh, we tried to trip you out.
I would tell you this, man. If I was going to have my picture taken in the newspaper, I would at least have somebody have vacuumed that little white spot by his shoe, really driving me crazy. See it?
Yeah.
He didn't have a Dyson on him.
Yeah, that or
He didn't know it was there.
One or two things.
Blind.
If it's a notch in the carpet, then take a red Sharpie and red Sharpie it, right? Or put a rug over it, or stand on it, and that's where you take a picture from, or sweep it. And if it's a piece of, like a piece of fuzz or something like that. I don't know, just the little particular things.
This guy calls in, he's a good listener, and we complain about a white spot on his carpet.
I'm just, you know what?
That he can't even see.
Jim.
Poor guy.
Jim, next time you get ready to take pictures, make sure you tell your handlers there's no white spots over, and if there are, let me stand on. Listen, Jim is just excited that I'm giving him some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if he's into aviation, Blitz. What is that plane? What is that plane on that little stand in the back behind the Indiana flag? I wonder, is that like an F-16 fighter jet?
It is an F-16. Actually, it's Thunderbird.
Did I not just blow your absolute socks off right now by saying that what it was?
Yes.
Maybe he's into the Thunderbirds.
Could be.
It has a lot more in common with us than you would ever think. Anyway, Jim, the blind lawyer from Indiana, we love you, my friend. And I'm sorry there's a white spot in your promo picture. No big deal. No big deal at all. This is the what he was talking about. Florida bill would require bloggers to write down. Bloggers who write about the governor to register with the state. Now, on the surface, to read the headlines, I'm like, that is absolutely ridiculous. That is about as un-First Amendment friendly as that is like. And then I instantaneously got mad at Ron DeSantis, and I'm like, listen, buddy, I get it that you want to control Disney. I get it that you want to do some of these things, but you're jumping the shark, buddy. Like, you need to back it down. And it comes to find out that it has nothing to do with the governor. This is a bill proposed by Florida Senator Jason Brodeur from Lake Mary wants bloggers who write about Governor Ron DeSantis, Attorney General Ashley Moody, and other members of the Florida Executive Cabinet or legislature to register with the state or face fines. That is 7,000 steps backwards in the way that our country's wired, so to speak. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to register with the state if you're going to have an opinion that you print about people and about politicians and government and on the executive branch of our state system. Get the hell out of here. Who in the hell would ever think that?
And who the hell is blogging these days?
Yeah.
That's the thing I was wondering, too, is like, what does that actually mean?
Yeah, what's a blogger?
Like, I mean...
Just any journalist? Or is it like you have to have a blog?
Like, does that go to just people that have blogs, or does that go to the guy that works for the St. Pete Times?
Right.
Or, and journalists just aren't print. They're obviously, the Channel 6 girl over in Orlando, Channel 13 people up here, the ABC affiliate in Fort Walton Beach, right? Like what? Those are journalists too.
Right. Are they bloggers?
I don't know. Are you a dirty blogger?
If you're a tweeter, are you a blogger?
Yeah. I mean, are you?
I know. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know.
If you're a fat streamer like me.
It says those who write an article, a story, or a series of stories. So
I could be anybody.
Yeah.
Under this proposal, Senate Bill 1316, information dissemination would require any blogger writing about government officials to register with the Florida Office of Legislative Services or the Commission on Ethics. In the bill, this numbnut wrote that those who write an article, a story, or a series of stories. So, Anna, they're even saying a single article or a single story or a series of stories about the governor, the lieutenant governor, a cabinet officer, or any member of the legislature, and receives or will receive payment for doing so, must register with the state offices within 5 days after the publication of an article that mentions an elected state official. So here's the deal. Even people that, have like YouTube channels or something like that, they potentially could make, $3, $4, $5, $10, $50, $100. A lot of people make money on different, and Blitz, I think if your Instagram if you have enough followers on Instagram, there's a way to monetize that. There's a way to monetize your TikTok. There's a way to monetize pretty much every form of social media. You have if you have enough people, you can monetize it.
Yeah.
The person that's writing that article for the St. Pete Times is being paid. Mm-hmm. The person that's doing that, the ABC lead anchor or the Fox guy in Fort Walton Beach that does an op-ed on the governor. He's him or her or she or him or them or they. They're being paid. Mm-hmm. This is really draconian, is it not? I mean, we're making $5. This guy should be impeached with this type of nonsense.
Well, it's just a proposal, right?
Yeah, and he compares them to paid bloggers to lobbyists. That's why. Because he said, well, if lobbyists are getting paid, then if bloggers do the same thing lobbyists are doing, why? And lobbyists have to pay.
Oh, well, shut up. Get the hell out of here.
Because he says that lobbyists have to register and report, so why shouldn't paid bloggers do the same? Because he says that lobbyists have to register and report, so why shouldn't
Great point.
I just want to hear it again. How
Point
smart.
maker.
Have to register and report, so why shouldn't
Great point.
Thank you.
Point maker.
Register and report, so why shouldn't
Great point.
Thank you. Register and report, so why shouldn't
Great point.
Thank you. I like that last
Great
one.
Great point.
Right there. Thank you. Great point.
Great point.
What is our world coming to? I'm Johnny, I'm Johnny YouTube guy. There's a lot of people that have, politically leaning forms of social media. I mean, a lot of social media is that, right? I mean, a lot of it. I mean, from the highest, probably from one of the most watched in Joe Rogan to just the average guy that's got a little YouTube channel with, 5 subscribers.
Yeah.
That's, Johnny Right Wing or Larry Left Wing, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he hates the government and he hates in this and that. I mean, you instantaneously can, if you're good, to Ben Shapiro. I mean, if you're a good communicator and you got a decent little setup or a decent set, or not even, now your set doesn't even really matter. I mean, you got major podcasts that are in, broken down school buses that are like, making millions of dollars. So it doesn't even really, you don't even have to have a fancy set. You just got to have 2 microphones and a camera and somebody to mix minus you up real cute. And you can make a lot of money. Well, I mean, instantaneously, just right off the top of your head, if you want to garner an audience, just be political, because you're going to get a lot of people that like what you're saying, and a lot of people that hate what you're saying. and it's going to be instantaneously, popular. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba. I really didn't want to be on the air.
Well, why would you? I mean, listen, buddy, I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing, but when you call the studio lines, 813-90-BUBBA, and I'm on the air, now if you'd call it like Saturday at midnight, chances are there's nobody here at the studios. And a lot of times we'll do the busy all on our phones, and so it just rings busy all weekend long. That being said, what do you expect when you call me live on the air, buddy?
Well, I just wanted to relay a message to you that at some time when you're not on the air to ask Alexa to play a certain song. The song's called Poop Noodle, but do not play it on the air.
Poop Noodle.
I think you would, yes, but I think you would enjoy it.
Now, do you think it would be problematic for me to play on the air because it's dirty?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. I mean, like, does it talk about pooping?
No. Just
talking about Popeye's fried chicken.
What does can you give me the subject matter that the song's about, the Poop Noodle song that you speak of?
It's about Madeira Beach.
Oh, okay. Is it about a certain type of sex?
Yes.
Yeah. The kind that I got at Madeira Beach that's left me scarred for life?
Good possibility.
Okay. And who's the artist of Poop Noodle?
I really don't know.
It's
my
Wendy
neighbor told
Ho.
me the other day.
Oh, that's my favorite artist, Blitz. I got her all over my Walkman.
Your Walkman.
My neighbor just
that's
told
why
me
I
to
said it.
say that, and I did it, and I was shocked.
I sang you the lyrics, by the way.
Alexa.
Okay.
To this smash
All right, buddy.
hit.
Well, thank you for the
You can say the first two words. That's about it.
Thank you for the heads up on the Poop Noodle. Okay, bud.
All right, bud.
By Wendy Ho. And please don't F me in a certain part of my body tonight. Blitz, I think I could probably, maybe paraphrase it, right?
Sure.
Like I'm doing. Please don't F me in the or near this certain part of my body tonight.
Yeah.
That Popeye's fried chicken ain't sitting right.
Oh.
And please don't try to stick it something of a bunch. Just
Quickly.
And don't take that weapon and use it quickly, or you'll end up with something on your member.
This guy really got something.
This is like the Disney Kids Bop version.
Yeah, this is. Don't try to sway me by putting on that Aretha, which means don't try to put on some Aretha Franklin.
Right.
Smooth ass.
Can't
cool
imagine
music.
what they're going to rhyme that with.
Right. Respect. RESPECT. If you liked me, you wouldn't be doing this to me. Right?
Yeah.
Or you'll end up with something on your urethra or in your urethra. Yeah. You know what? Don't sway me by putting on Aretha, because you'll end up having some not so good stuff in your urethra. Brilliant. I see Grammy possibilities all over this song. I ain't gonna be I ain't gonna do it because it hurts. I ain't gonna do it. Got the Hershey squirts.
Okay.
Hey, Hershey, if you were to take Hershey's and you would melt them in the microwave, Blitz.
Yep.
And then you would put it in like one of those bags that the bakers use where they can do like little designs.
Sure.
And you hit it real hard.
The piping bags?
One could cause a squirt.
Sure.
Exactly.
Squirt alert.
Dingleberries all in your...
Yo. All in yo.
Dingleberries all in yo.
Area.
Boppe double ops ops. What? You want poop noodle? I'm going to give it to you. Yo-ho. Wah-ho. Yah-ho. Yah-ho.
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Honest saying, I can't download this song fast enough.
Sure can't.
And
I'm
you
working
want-
into Bubba 199.
And you want some butt sex? You want it? You want up in it?
Yep.
But not tonight in my Anop Usop. You want my pooper? You want to pound it? But it feels like I'm going to sop hop I top on yo dop I double cop. Please don't drive me down my Hershey Highway. I just drank some Malox. Now you act in a certain way. Please don't. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Please stop fingering my brown eye something.
My brown-eyed girl.
Yeah. Please stop fingering my James Taylor. Isn't that who sang Brown Eyed Girl? Is it James? No, it's not
I
James.
don't think so.
Yeah,
Jim Morrison?
Yeah, Jim Morrison.
Oh my God! How did I know that?
No,
Van Morrison.
Van
Damn
Morrison.
it!
Exactly.
You were
Come on, give me half credit.
So close.
No credit for Jim Morrison and Van Morrison.
You should have just said Morrison.
That's like saying Van Morrison and Jim Brown. No, No,
No poop.
Poop noodle is filthy, ladies and gentlemen. I would suggest. I'd love to hear it.
Well, maybe we can play it during hot mic.
No, I think it would be a problem
Oh,
there, too.
that's right.
Hot mics are hot mics. You know that.
Listen to it on our own time, I guess.
Yeah. It looks like Burger King. Maybe next week I'll be going to Burger King for my food review because they are. Oh, and these sandwiches do look pretty damn good.
Oh,
What are they?
Burger King is bringing back the fan favorite item, a new variation of the classic food offering to celebrate the return of spring, the fast food burger chain. The only problem I have with Burger King is every time I go there, I feel as if, they hate white people.
Okay.
Well, they do, but I mean, the food's still all right.
No, I have no problem. I just got to, now, have they not threatened to call the police on me?
Yeah.
That was one time.
The last time you went there, you had a good experience, I thought.
Yeah.
I did, but so 50% of the time they threaten to call the cops on me.
yeah.
I call you the police.
Mm-hmm.
You call me the police for what? I'm not robbing the place. I ain't got no gun. I'm just trying to get my sandwich.
Your credit card was sharp.
I call you the police. The fast food burger, the fast food burger chain announced Tuesday that the customers could. So Tuesday. So does that mean last Tuesday or does that mean this coming Tuesday?
Starting on March 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Blitzmap Tuesday. This will be the first day.
Right.
So I'm going to go Tuesday and get it because the sooner. I mean, as far
March
as
6th is Monday.
Yeah, that's what I was confused.
All
They,
right, well,
they announced it Tuesday.
Okay, well maybe I'll go March 6th. Because if, you get more traction.
Yeah, you want to put it up the same day.
Oh. So it might be a one-off where we do it instead of doing it Thursday at 5, we do it March as soon as my fat ass can get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then don't forget the following week we got to go get Mediterranean food.
Right, I got that. Thanks. And by the way, your shoulders are on point today.
Thank you so much. God bless.
The sandwiches include, boy, this sounds super great to me. The sandwiches include 2 Whopper Junior patties topped with melted American cheese. So far, great. Caramelized onions, check. Stacker sauce. Now, what's stacker sauce?
Isn't it their version of like the Big Mac sauce, kind of?
Okay, I can take that. Big Mac. I'm sorry, bacon or jalapenos, and creamy spicy sauce. Served between 2 slices of toasted bread, looks like Texas toast kind of ish.
Yeah.
I think I'd take it. You can get bacon or jalapenos, so I can get it completely the way it comes. That's what people appreciate. And instead of getting the jalapenos, I pick the bacon.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
You're like, welcome to Burger King and take our base. Yeah, I'd like to get the what's this called? What's this? What's this called?
The stacker.
I like to get the melt classic. I like to get the bacon melt, please. And I like that with bacon, no jalapenos. Hold on a minute.
I've already been here 15 minutes.
Yeah,
I can let the other drive-through go 4 times first.
There's 4 cars in the other. Yeah, man, there's 4 cars on the other lane. I'm gonna let them go on through, and then I'll go ahead and get you, okay? And then once you get up here, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna call the police.
You got to get the spicy chicken fries too.
Oh.
If you scroll down a little bit, there's more.
Oh.
Hey.
Now that the merch crick, there you go, Anna. And then I can make the merch because she likes fries.
Just
but
don't tell her it's chicken.
Well, she's gonna know.
Does she like spicy stuff?
Not really.
Oh,
But I'll
just
cram
get her
them-
the regular chicken
No,
fries.
I'm gonna give her these fries
are the
and,
special
and
ones.
make her eat them.
Oh, okay. Obviously. Yeah.
Force.
Swallow it.
Swallow it! The company announced that spicy chicken fries will also be on the menu starting March 6th. Both spicy chicken fries and all 3 melt options will be available until May 14th. So if I roll up in there March 6th, I'm way ahead of the May 14th game.
Yeah.
Yep.
In addition to new food items, BK Royal Perk members will be able to win prizes and access a special lineup of meals on the BK app beginning on the 9th of March. So if you're like part of this BK...
If you have the app is what they're saying.
If you got the app, then they're going to have like some stuff that you can't get anywhere else except the app.
Yep, they all the places do that now. They have like special combos and stuff that you can only order on the app.
Really?
Yep, if you don't have the app, you can't, or they will not let you order it.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the app. It takes so long.
What?
I mean, yeah, like it's easier just to pull up to the drive-thru and order instead of getting on the app and then going all through the deal and then,
Yeah, but you save a lot of money using the app.
Yeah, usually they have like a lot of coupons.
Yeah,
or
buy one get one
savings.
frees or like free fries.
Yeah,
or-
McDonald's isn't it? McDonald's has if you use that
Listen, here's the
order
deal.
every day.
I
a
don't
fry.
try to go to fast. I can't. I only
Yeah,
go to...
it's probably not good at that. You start getting perks, and you're on the Zempic deal.
You're right, and I don't go to fast. Like, I don't go to fast foods.
No, you just have a YouTube channel that has
No, but
characters.
Anna, when I go to fast foods, it's for the content.
Oh.
And I literally, you know how I used to be not just one bite, half the sandwich because I'm a fat ass?
Yeah.
Literally now I'm only eating half the sandwich. I'm taking the
Because you're
other
not a
half
fat
home.
ass anymore.
Well, I am a fat ass, but I'm a fat ass that's on some medicine that makes you not eat like a fat ass.
Mm.
That's how they should actually, they have, Ozempic. You know how they have
Auto
that?
parts. Oh, sorry.
They should actually call it, and they have like all these this little jingle and stuff, and what it's for, lower your glucose, GC1, and all kind of. They should just be saying, "Hi, this is a medicine for fat asses who like to eat a lot of food, and this makes you eat less food, hence becoming less of a fat ass." I think America would resonate. The average dude doesn't know. I didn't knew what Ozempic was. I'm borderline diabetic. I've lived my life a borderline diabetic. I never knew that Ozempic was for that.
Well, it's relatively, I guess not.
No, it's a couple
new.
years old.
Well, I mean, diabetics were using it, but
Blitz, can you resend that to me?
Yeah.
it's recently entered the Gen Pop.
But most fat asses are probably borderline diabetic, right?
Possibly.
Oh, what's this?
Ooh, damn.
KFC,
Double down.
KFC is bringing back the double down sandwich alongside the new big Blitz. I tried to go to goddamn KFC.
I know, and they had a sign there, so I guess that was the only one around. No more KFCs, sorry.
Well, Blitz says I was driving to find a place. I rolled upon a Popeyes, and I knew they had a new fish gimmick, and so I stopped there. I forgot about the KFC down by where you pred. So I'm going to go down there. To your
Oh,
pred.
this one's March 6th too.
It is.
KFC is bringing back the Double Down sandwich alongside the new bacon and cheese chicken sandwich. So is the Double Down bunless?
Yes, it's 2 chicken patties as the bun.
Oh, I got to try that too.
And then if you scroll down, the other one, look at that one.
That looks
Yeah.
Yummy.
Bacon and cheese chicken sandwich. The new bacon and cheese chicken sandwich will be available at KFC starting March 6th as well. Additionally, on Sunday, March 5th, KFC will host a Double Down drop, allowing select fans early access to the first taste one day before the rest of the country. And we're just a nation full of fat asses that want to go to fast food places
But you also got Ozempic.
that can take Ozempic.
Yeah, all the YouTubers, I believe, tried to sign up for the drop.
Oh, for the KFC Double Down?
Yeah.
Oh, so they can be the first.
Mm-hmm.
My Sundays are sacred. I'm not going to KFC on Sunday. That's my one day to get back on track for Monday.
The double drop, whatever the first day it's offered, it's only available to 2,114 people.
Well, that ain't going to be me. When I come back, Anna sent me an article about this girl who shaves her head. She's quite cute.
I don't.
What?
She has cancer.
Oh, she does? Well, okay, nonetheless.
That's not funny,
when
but
you
like
have
you made
cancer,
it seem like she was just shaving her head for no reason.
When you have cancer, then you do shave your head because you don't want it to be all spotchy, because I think cancer makes it spotchy.
Yeah, it makes your hair fall
So
out.
you just shave it to make it uniform.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? That's why I even want to cover this article even more, maybe to garner her some more support so she can make some more money, poor little thing, because she's kicking it out wide on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Making a lot of money.
Paying for her treatment.
We'll talk about that next.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
Ozempic. Oh yeah, sorry Dan. Yeah, that's what I meant. The chemotherapy makes your hair fall out, not cancer.
Maybe because of the double down and it's good. Let's see.
Whoa, did you see your tumor?
Put it on her head.
Oh, poor little thing.
I know.
I hope she's an adult.
Well, she's on OnlyFans, so I would hope so.
Okay.
I think she's like 19 or something.
Okay.
Let's see. 21.
You get a nickel trader and then you sure to run. You get money to eat more coast off.
Read back to Ferrari Dan.
Oh, I got some Cash App and Venmos.
Oh, that's good.
Keep it coming.
Thank you guys.
What does that? You know the donkey teeth? If we go to too far again for that.
Chris Rock's special tomorrow? Where is that? Or is that streaming on Netflix or something? Probably HBO.
I was gonna say.
Well, it probably is Netflix because it's probably all fucking sanitized bullshit that no one wants to hear. What's fucking eating today? Susan Poitras. I'm gonna try to make it. I do have a birthday party that day. But, so honestly, I probably won't make it, but we're gonna try.
Morning, Biggie 7375. Morning, Jay Gator.
Almost 45% of adult dogs are overweight, but don't panic. It's not too late.
Morning, baby.
With Ollie, the rescue
My name is
perfectly balanced
Griffin.
and portion to have the exact right amount of
What
food
you eating,
that you
Bubs?
have to give to manage your weight.
I think I saw a sandwich and like some chips or something.
Nothing.
Save on your
Yeah, we can hear you
at
too.
ollie.com.
It's on.
Let's smack it.
It's on Netflix.
When was the last time he released a special? Like fucking 20 years ago?
You want 2018.
Oh, did he? Okay. Was it good? Do I know someone named Henry?
It was a
I
TV
know Henry
special.
Ford.
TV special.
What is a digital rights bill?
These tech platforms, the social media companies, they are not, by their own admission, publishers. When you're a publisher, you start a website, you can publish whatever you want, and if I want to put my views, you're under no obligation to publish my perspective.
Let's see.
If they were publishers, they wouldn't get Section 230 liability from law. So they hide under Section 230.
Who's ever the pop? Last time I ate it. Yeah. I did, but I'm trying to think about what time. 1:30. I had 1:30. And then I went to the judicial
Well, it's supposed to protect the individual from big tech from spying on you.
I went somewhere.
And keep your privacy.
I went to local and I saw all the cool driver people. And I was like, yeah. And I had the coolest car in the lot. I did.
And get rid of TikTok. You can't use TikTok in any state supported activity.
You can't what?
It's you can't use TikTok during any state supported activity.
But it was cool. I enjoyed it. I'm going to Grand Prix. I remember when I found out it was called the Grand Prix because I called it the Grand Prix.
We're all going to the Grand Prix. Bubba.
And I felt dumb
What?
as hell. Ruger, are you coming?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Nora O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Docket number 2000.
You are going to the Grand Prix, right?
Yeah.
15 00.
This bitch completely botched this up.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
Docket number 2.
And then when is sentencing, do we know? Yes, not.
No, I don't. But I'm sure he's facing life.
Oh, he is.
I mean, do they
Did he
have
get
the?
death penalty for this?
I was gonna say maybe he might even be having that. That might even be on the.
Faces 30 years to life in prison without parole for each murder charge.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Spot Show. Ron Camps, NHRA Funny Car Champion. Ron Camps, 9:30 via Zoom. Had a Lexus DiGiorno. How do you?
DiGiorno.
Do you know I wouldn't?
DiGiorno.
Did you guys see that I wouldn't say her last name yesterday during the interview? Just kept calling her Alexis. Wayne Townsend, one of the just love him. Thank you, Wayne. Venmo, Cash App, Grady C. Big money, $50. Thank you, Grady C. Love you. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal at the Bubba Army. Thank you so very much. Bad news, good news, but bad news. So, I thought when your thin blue line hats, sold out quickly.
Perfect.
To the point where Blitz's black Poseidon Flex Fit, black camo with gray stitching has been ordered. And that's going to be, it should be March's hat because I guess your hat's kind of the holdover for February, but we're probably going to make it April's hat nonetheless because the merch crick was full hot. I actually saw her get so mad at the woman.
Can't even imagine that.
Oh, yeah, the woman that manufactures our hats because she put the reorder in. Remember, Lummy, you quickly sold out, and I was like, you know what, we'll do one more batch of reorder.
Yeah, you ordered more.
And so, she said, should I just leave them, active on Bubba Army merch, Bubba Army shop, BubbaArmyStore.com? And I'm like, yeah, because they'll turn them. They usually turn them around really quickly. And usually,
I can't wait to get one.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, just leave them. It can't be more than a week. Well, the woman calls and said that the woman who works the embroiderer machine has COVID.
Oh.
And it's put everything back to it's put all production on hats, embroidered hats, back 2 weeks. And so we're not getting your hats in until the 13th, which is 10 days. So everybody that ordered them, just please be patient with me. We will get them shipped to you on the 13th. We are literally going to be there. She will be there when those doors open on the 13th. I promise you. Because she's like that. She's good like that. And you'll get them on the 13th. Now, that being said, please just be patient with us and know that you'll probably be getting your Lummy already ordered hat like 15, 16. So that's the good news is you're going to get it. The bad news is you're not going to get it for a couple weeks. And I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I can wait.
Usually we're far better than that. I've already put the Blitz one in because I ordered, instead of ordering, I ordered a few more on that one. It'll only be, now with the Blitz Black Poseidon hat, it's only going to be one run, but I did order more nonetheless.
When you say Poseidon, is that like the camo thing?
It's the
brand.
It's the brand or the design.
Oh, okay.
It's the black. He's the one that actually, when I told him to go to Alpha Broider, and you guys all started picking hats, he's the one that found this super cool design. And
I found it before. That was kind of how that all got started, because you're talking about hats, and I was like, hey, I don't know where you order your hats from, but if they have a pattern like this, it's awesome.
And I'd already discovered it.
Oh.
Well, no, remember, I'd already saw it. I said, yeah, one of the 4 or 3 hats are going to be that. And then you're like, well, then I'd like my hat to be that way, except with gray stitching. Oh, do I have it wrong?
No, you've got it exactly right.
That's how I remember
No, correct me.
That's how I also remember it, Bubba.
I don't want you to remember it by, like, as if I'm Hitler. I want you to remember it as if you're free and you can say things free openly here.
No, you're right.
No, I feel as if I'm not.
Because you're not.
Okay.
But that's okay. That's all right, though.
Then please, I'm asking for a correction.
Yeah, long before you ever had us design hats, I found that pattern and said, hey, could we make one of these? And you said, yeah, let me look into it. And you called the lady, and she said, we can do that. So one of the 4 original ones that were yours was my hat design. And then after that, you're like, we should have you guys design hats.
Okay, that's
And I
how
said,
it
well, I
went
already
down.
did. And you said, well, no, we can't use that one because that one's mine. I said, okay.
That was mine.
Okay, you're right.
But that's all right.
But then I said, well, you can do yours. We'll just change the white stitching to gray. And then I went to order them, and they're like, we're sold out because everybody and their brother wants one.
Correct.
So now they're restocked back up, and you'll be the next. Thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. So anyway, Lummy, your hats the second splurge of your hats will be up on we'll get them on the 13th.
People will start getting them that week.
The other thing is, I did make some real cheap koozies, like can koozies.
Okay.
Not the real expensive ones that, the hard case ones. These are literally just like the little cheapy ones that you put on like a 12-ounce beer or a
Honestly, sometimes those are the best. You just throw it in your bag, your purse, your pocket. They're flexible.
They're going to be like $2 and they're going to be like $3.
They're black.
Yeah, they're black, and they're going to have a Bubba Army logo on them, and then I think they'll have the QR code on them.
Nice.
Is Randy Beard, Peanut Butter Jim. He said today's Peanut Butter Jim's birthday, nonetheless. $75 on Cash App. Thank you so very much, my friend. So I did order some koozies.
Nice.
And just a little Tic Tac Willie.
Yeah. Cool.
And those will just be for 12-ounce cans. They'll have a Bubba Army logo and a QRC, and there won't be very much at all. And so those might be ready by the 13th too, Lummy. So people can tic-tac those onto their deal.
Sweet.
The big news yesterday was the guy from the Low Country, South Carolina,
Alex Murdaugh.
is guilty on all 4 charges.
Ooh.
And did you see, Blitz? They gave him a courtesy front cuffing. Did you see that?
I actually did not. I was busy yesterday. I didn't see anything.
And so, no matter, I mean, I know, at least in the United States, I thought that almost every agency after the what was that, Rodney? No, don't tell me. Hank Earl Carr.
Correct.
There was this.
Who's that?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Please. That's actually where the Hank, you guys don't even understand, the inside Iggy that Blitz and I have when we go, please.
Yeah, it's my inside Iggy too, but I don't know what it means.
I'm not going to tell you what it means.
Every time I drive by that exit, I say it.
But I do too. But it has to do with the Hank Earl Carr case, nonetheless. Hank Earl Carr was this guy who lived like over by Busch Gardens or something, like in a bad part of Tampa.
Yeah.
And he was wanted for a lot of. Was he wanted for killing somebody, or was he? I don't know. Blitz, I don't know.
He shot his girl's 4-year-old son with a rifle.
Oh, that's right.
Did he die?
So listen, hold on. Yeah, well, yeah, he died. But so Hank Earl Carr I don't even want the article. I want to see if I can just do it off the top of my head. Blitz, I know you have the article pulled up, so
yeah, I'm looking at his Wikipedia deal.
See if I'm right.
Okay.
So I don't know what year it was. I'm thinking Blitz. Let me see here. I'm thinking 97 or 98.
Yeah, yep. The event happened 98.
98.
So yeah.
So in 1998, Anna, there's this scumbag named Hank Earl Carr, and he's got, and I think he shot him, Blitz. I think it was a rifle, like an AR-15 type rifle, assault rifle, something like that.
It was a rifle. I don't know what kind, but
yeah, it wasn't a handgun, nonetheless. He shoots he's living with this girl. And I don't know if the 4-year-old's irritating him or whatever, and I don't know if it's an accident, but he shoots the 4-year-old. But I don't think he kills him. I don't think the 4-year-old dies. I think the mom calls 911 and says, my boyfriend shot my kid. But I don't think the kid died.
He took the kid to a fire station.
That's right. He took the kid to of course,
with a gunshot wound to the head.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, he took the kid to the fire station and then he shot the kid?
No.
He shot the kid.
Shot the kid and then took him to the local fire station.
Oh.
Yes, and then goes back to the apartment. Well, the cops come.
He told police the kid was dragging the gun around on the ground, and it went off.
Right.
And just left him there?
So the cops come, and they're like, at this point, they really don't necessarily know that he shot him. But,
and because he was a convicted criminal, I don't remember what his priors were. He told the police he was somebody else. He gave him a different name.
Oh.
He said he was,
Joseph Bennett is what he said.
Yeah, he said, my name's Joe Bennett, and I ain't in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, okay.
Joe Bennett is the child's actual father.
Yeah. So the mom, I don't know what the mom's saying during this deal, but the cops are there. He tells them he's Joe Bennett. They don't know that he's really Hank Earl Carr, who's a real scumbag, and I think had a long criminal record. Might have even had a warrant for his arrest, and so was it Rodney? Who was the police officer? I know one of the guys' name was Rodney.
The two detectives were Randy Bell and Ricky Childers.
Okay, yeah, Randy Bell and Ricky Childers. Anna, they're two Tampa, veteran detectives, and they go out there to the house, to the apartment, and they.
So I guess during the police were asking him questions, and he said, "I'm Joseph Bennett," and then he ran from the cops back to his house.
Right.
And he threatened an officer with a rifle.
Right. So
he ran away, and then they caught him and handcuffed him.
So Anna, this guy's bad news. So the cops get him, these two police officers, and they got just a regular detective car. They don't have the kind of car that has the screen or the plexiglass that separates the driver from the. This is old. This is in 97, 98.
Yeah.
They don't have. Detectives at that time usually just had unmarked Crown Vics or something like that, and they didn't have the partition between, because detectives usually aren't out necessarily around, dealing with criminals on the street. They're doing detective work, asking questions. And
they were
post-crime.
They were driving him back to the original scene to question him.
Right. So they put him in the car.
So they handcuff him.
Well, they do, but hold on. So they do handcuff him. But since they didn't, it was kind of a courtesy, like they handcuffed him in the front.
Okay.
Because they didn't really know that he was as bad of a guy as he was.
Right.
And they certainly didn't know that he had around his neck as a necklace a handcuff key.
Hell yeah.
No, hell
This guy's
no.
a PIMP.
Well, no, he killed 2 police officers. So
I did not know the story ended like that. I'm so sorry.
So he's not a pimp. He's a piece of shit.
Didn't you kill a FHP?
Dump that, Bubba.
No, I didn't say it.
I know, but it sounded like it.
Right.
It was very close.
He killed 2 police officers.
Okay, not a PIMP.
He killed 3.
Yeah, he killed an FHP.
Okay.
So now, because of Hank Earl Carr, there's been a couple policies that have been adopted by the majority of every law enforcement wing in America. And that is, 1, if you get caught with a handcuff key, if you have a police-type handcuff key, that is, I don't know, Blitz, if it's a felony or not, but it might be.
Yeah, so you can have one if you're arrested or detained.
You can, and they're taking him. They don't know necessarily all the facts yet, so they're taking him back. They caught him from running, and they're now going to take him back to the crime scene of where the little boy is shot. Okay.
Yep.
And so, since it's not that long of a distance, a few miles, they put him in the back of the squad car that does not have a partition because it was just a detective's car.
Right.
And they handcuff him in front.
Okay.
Well, they're not. They should have somebody back there watching him. That he gets the handcuff key and undoes his handcuffs, quickly reaches up to the front of the car, gets one of the detective's guns out of his holster.
It was a shoulder holster, so it was like right there on his chest.
Yeah.
A shoulder.
A lot of detectives wear holsters that are kind of like by your rib cages.
Huh. Okay.
So they can disguise it under a sport coat or something like that.
Okay. Maybe they weren't wearing the coat.
I mean, most police officers on duty have them on their side belt, their utility belt, nonetheless. But detectives sometimes, that are walking. Yeah. Here.
That's so he probably didn't have a coat on.
That's him right out. That's him during the investigation.
Yeah, that's one of the dead police officers.
And that's what's his name?
That's securing the gun.
Yeah.
That is an AR. That is an assault type rifle.
No, it's not, but that's okay.
Well, what is it then?
It's not an assault rifle.
Is it a rifle?
It is a rifle for sure.
So this is one of the two dead police officers that's securing the gun used to shoot the kid.
Yep.
And then this is what a detective's shoulder holster looks like on it. And a lot of times they do that is because they are wearing a sport coat or a jacket.
Easily concealed.
And detectives usually don't really roll around all copped out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're usually kind of undercover. Maybe they'll have...
Are they considered police?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, but
it's absolutely,
a different...
It's actually
role.
It's actually even a step up from a regular patrolman. Like a detective is like a next level.
Okay.
Like, it's like, you got your guys on the streets that are patrolmen, and then you can become like a corporal or a sergeant, but you can also become a detective.
Okay.
And a detective is a lot less on the street work and more kind of behind the desk, going through.
Or like post-crime, they go check out the scene.
Or, just like anything, theft or, anything, a lot of white-collar stuff, but also,
occasionally they probably run into
child
stuff.
molesters and just anything that needs investigated. Anything that happens as it's happening on the street is controlled by somebody on patrol.
Okay.
But anything that requires an investigation then goes to the detectives. Am I right, Blitz?
Yeah.
And so a lot of time these detectives, they might be walking into a business or something to ask somebody a few questions, and they don't want this big utility belt. So they have like these shoulder holsters with like a sport jacket over.
Gotcha.
So Hank Earl Carr is in the back seat. He undoes his handcuffs and grabs this guy's gun and immediately shoots both of them in the head.
And then, right in the face.
Yeah, boom, boom. He then... Does he kick the bodies out? I think he throws the. Does he throw the bodies out under these? I
don't remember.
I don't know if he kept them.
Oh my god!
I don't know if he kept them, and he starts north on 75.
No, he got out and carjacked a pickup truck.
All right, so Anna, he shoots these two cops.
Okay.
Leaves them dead in their squad car.
Gets out.
Gets out. Carjacks a truck. And starts heading car. I don't think that guy got killed. I think that guy just said, "Here's my truck. Get the hell out of here."
Take it.
Right. I got to tell you, man, I got a gun, and if Hank Earl Carr had a gun and he tries to carjack me, I might at first play nice, but Blitz, let's say I had my gun on my side, and I know he has a gun. He has me at gunpoint, and as soon as I get out of my car, if I shoot him in the face, I think that's a clean shoot, ain't it? Because he's held me at gunpoint. He's now taken my possession. I'm standing my ground. And
if you're in your car, there's no question. If you're not in your car and he's not pointing the gun at you, I don't know.
Man, what if he
depends on what the jury says.
What if he's still pointing the gun at you? Like
then you're fine.
Okay.
Well, then, no, listen.
Yes.
All you got to say is he had me at gunpoint the entire time.
Yes.
And I blasted his face off.
You were in fear of your life. He was trying to kill you. He had a gun pointed at you.
Obviously, he took my truck.
Yes.
At gunpoint. He had a big-ass rifle on me, and so I blew his face off. Sorry, Your Honor. There ain't a jury in the world that's going to convict you, especially after you just killed 2 cops.
Yeah, well, I
you
mean,
actually might be the hero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Be like, you know what? We could care less whether Mr. Clem did it the right way or not. He blew away a guy.
And I mean, it should never get to the point of you even having to go to court. But
right. But anyway, so he carjacks his truck. He starts headed north on 75, okay? And an FHP trooper gets behind him.
Okay.
And tries to pull him over.
And he's aware of who this guy is and what's going on.
At this point, they know.
At this
or
point,
is it just he sees the guy speeding?
No. There's an all points bulletin out like this is the most wanted man in America right now.
Yeah, gotcha.
He just killed 2 cops and he's northbound on 75.
Okay.
And so this FHP guy gets, and there's everybody in the world's looking for him. Gets behind him. This is just off my memory, and Blitz, you can correct me. I asked you to.
Okay.
But I think that Hank Earl Carr pulls over, like he's going to stop.
Yes.
And gets out before the cop can even start, kind of start the initiation of doing whatever. Gets out and just riddles the cop full of bullets.
Shot him twice in the head.
So even before the cop can get, so now he's got 3 on his tab. Then he drives
plus the boy, possibly.
Yeah. So now he's got 4 on his tab. So now he drives, and he goes to the Shell gas station.
Okay.
It's either Sunoco or Shell, but I think it was
a Shell.
Shell gas station at 75 and Highway 50. And he goes inside there and and he's holding the cashier at gunpoint.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
And there's literally, I'm not kidding you, there's 100 squad cars parked outside.
200 officers.
There's 200 there's 200 police officers on a...
Where are they now?
Surrounded the Shell station.
No, I know, but...
Highway 50 and 75.
And what, like,
it's
route?
like Brooksville, Spring Hill,
Brooksville.
Brooksville exit.
Okay.
So, here's a little bit of a picture of the scene. Okay.
And this happened all during the day?
Yeah, this was like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
God.
Yeah, 3 in the
How
afternoon.
did he not hit traffic? Okay, go ahead.
So they got Blitz, the squad cars, they can't even park you. They were so shot out. It's everywhere.
Is this where the 3rd policeman was killed?
No. There's no more. No, the only person that took a lick from this point forward is him.
No, I know, but I'm saying this scene.
Yes.
No, this is the Shell gas station at Highway 50 and 75.
Okay. So after shooting the cop, he got back in his truck and then went down 75 or up 75 more. And I guess police and him were shooting at each other during this.
Yeah, big shootout, And so he finally pulls off on Highway 50, and it used to be, I think they knocked it down. That used to be a Shell station was right there. It was the very first thing. So he goes barreling into there.
And he doesn't get shot by police yet.
No.
Gets his way into the Shell station.
Yes.
Holds the cashier hostage.
Right. And then they throw a negotiation,
telephone deal.
Telephone deal in there. Well, they're trying to call the Shell gas station. But now a lot of people don't realize is there was another radio personality that was already on the phone with him. And I had a home studio, and I was trying to call the Shell gas station. Swear to God, I think I've told this story before. I was actually, and I kept getting a busy sign, because I was going to try to call Hank Earl Carr live on the air. Or at least have footage of it and say, hey, I was going to say, Hank, the best thing for you to do is to kill yourself. Just go ahead and blow your face off right now, okay? Because you got 300 cops outside. They're going to throw percussion grenades in their necks, and you're done. You're done. You're done, buddy. You're a piece of shiz. Mm-hmm. And Blitz, do you remember, Blitz? You don't quite remember when I lived in Pinellas Park, when I was building my house in Tierra Verde, when I was doing nights on the Power Pig. I was also doing they had me syndicated in Atlanta and Jacksonville and San Diego. And so I would go, and so I would at night or during the day, or, I had a Vox Pro and a recording where I could take phone calls. So that way then I could edit those phone calls and then implement into the show so I could be local specific. So I'd be like, Bubba show and be like, hi, this is Rhonda from listening to you in San Diego. Well, I was at home by the time my show aired in San Diego because of the time difference. So I would sometimes take phone calls right there in my office. So I had the ability to record phone calls and I had an additional phone line coming into my little all I had was like a little table with a Vox Pro and a computer and one little mixing board. So I was trying to call Hank Earl Carr, but Don Richards from 970 WFLA had Hank Earl Carr live on the air.
Interviewing him.
No way.
During all this.
Yes. And it ended up being, Blitz, I don't know if they passed legislation or not, but it ended up being because Don Richards was on the phone with Bubba Clem on hold.
Right. Well,
it ended up being they made a law where you can't call as a journalist an active negotiation hostage scene.
Yeah.
The TV stations were also set up, and they were broadcasting live, like all the police where they were at, how they were stationed, and everything. And then so that now, like if you watch a lot of times, they don't do live hostage stuff.
Right, just so that the hostage guy can't.
Because he was watching it from the in the
station. He was watch myself.
Yeah, he was watching, so he could, he ended up not being able to do anything, but he saw like where all the police were at and how how they were.
But
so if he wanted to start shooting,
he's got Don Richards on the phone.
Yep.
So he just randomly answers the phone. It could be the police. It could be whoever.
But it's Don Richards from 970.
Okay, so he just happens to answer it. He doesn't obviously know it's him.
Right.
Okay.
But it's Don Richards from 970 FLA doing a full blown interview.
Yeah.
Hey, you've done some bad things. Please. And that's and I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag.
I think you already have.
I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. That's where please comes from.
Right.
Because Don Richards kept saying, please. Let the hostage go, please.
Oh, wow, you said you would never tell.
I know. I'm in a really good mood today. It's Friday.
know.
So now everybody knows anytime, and Blitz and I are the only ones over the years, a couple other people have picked up on it, but Don Richards was on the phone with Hank Earl Carr, and he kept, please, let the hostage go, please. Hank, you're only hurting her. She's an innocent bystander, please. And he kept saying the words, please. Well, the cops were also trying to call the phone, and those are the people that really need to be talking to the guy, not Don Richards or Bubba Clem, right?
Right.
So I think since this happened, they did pass some kind of law that, if the cops, you can't get involved in that type of situation. So the cops finally threw in a phone or something like that.
Okay.
And he said, I think Hank Earl Carr said something like, you're going to have to blow me up. You're going to have to kill me because I'm not coming out alive. And I think he did release the hostage.
He released the hostage and shot himself.
Wow.
And she was pregnant, too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He released the hostage and shot himself. Now, since then, Anna, a couple of laws have come down. One, you cannot have a police-type handcuff key on you. And if you do have one on you, it's not that big of a deal. It's probably a misdemeanor. But if you declare that you say, hey, listen, on my key ring, I have a...
If you're put in handcuffs or arrested and don't tell somebody and you have the handcuff key, I believe it's a felony.
Now, but I think, though, Blitz, it's... I could be wrong, but I think if it's like on your key ring and you don't have your keys in your possession... It's not as big of a deal if it's rather than if it's on your person.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have it on you, you can own a key.
So I do know of a guy who got pulled over one time who did have a handcuff key, but it was on his key ring, and he was suspected of DUI, and they ended up. You know how they sometimes will detain you, but they let you go. They handcuff you while they're looking at your car.
For officer safety.
They detained him, and he said, I just want to let you know that I do have a handcuff key. And then they went all crazy, and he's like, but it's on my key ring in my car. And they're like, that doesn't matter at this point. So they end up letting him go because they thought, of course, they brought the dogs out, and I don't necessarily believe that all drug dogs hit. I think the officers got an Iggy they can give him.
Of course.
And they hit on his trunk, so they tore his trunk apart, and there was nothing in there. The only thing that was in there was a bottle of Fix-A-Flat, and the officer said that the dog was hitting on that. Come on! So anyway, Anna, it's illegal. Because of this particular instance, you can't have a handcuff key, and almost every agency, no matter if they're just transporting you, like this Murdoch guy, almost every agency, no matter what, handcuffs you from behind.
And the reason why they handcuffed him in the front is because they thought he was the father of this kid grieving. They're
right.
And
know,
the mom wouldn't tell. The police.
Hold on. Let's not forget the mom lied, Anna, and she went. I think her name was Bernice something.
Bernice Bowen. Yeah,
Bernice Bowen.
Yep.
She did 8 years in prison, Anna.
Good, 'cause she's a piece of shit too.
Right?
She did 21. She did a lot of times in prison because she wouldn't tell the police officers his real identity. She went with the fact that he was baby daddy.
Like after he was dead?
No.
Oh.
While this is all unfolding.
I thought she wasn't even like in the picture.
No, she was there the entire time.
It was her son.
It was her son.
No, I understand that, but it's what you guys said is that he took the boy to the fire station.
And they shot him at the apartment, then took him to the fire while she's at the apartment.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
then took him to the fire station.
Okay.
When they start trying to unfold these two police officers, he tells the cops a wrong identity.
Right. But you're saying
she doesn't correct it and lets the police believe that he's the kid's father, who's not a violent man. And she goes along with it, and because she went along with it, they kind of put like an accessory to cop murder on her deal.
And her son.
And she did 20-some years in
Well,
prison.
hold on a second. Did she go with him to the fire station?
I don't know. I don't know if she did.
I don't think so.
Okay, so he just took her he took the boy by himself to the fire station because that would make more sense because then he gets in the cop car and da-da-da.
No, he ran back to the house.
Oh, ran back to the house.
And the cop,
she can't understand.
No. I didn't know he made it all the way back to the house because you said he tackled him.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
He did. He made it back to the house, and then he ran.
Again,
Once he got back to the house and he saw this was going sideways and they're asking him some questions, he then tried to run out of the apartment and they caught him.
Okay, thank you.
They then ask her, who is this guy? She goes along with his story.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And because she lied to police, which led to their deaths, she got some pretty heavy charges put on her because had they known and they would have ran him through the system that he was Hank Earl Carr.
And I guess they it might have been after he shot the first two cops. They were saying, "Please tell us who he is," and she's like, "No."
Oh, it looks like she did go with him to the fire station.
Okay. So.
Doesn't matter. The bitch did some prison time as she should have, and he died.
And she's out now.
And now you guys know where Please comes from.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
She got out in 2016.
So because of Hank Earl Carr, there were some drastic police, change the way police do business, and now
federally.
Pretty much across all. Almost every agency that I know went from "we will never handcuff you. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're the mayor. I don't care if we arrest you and you're going to be in custody, you're going to be handcuffed from behind." Now, yesterday in South Carolina, this what's his name?
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh, yeah, Alex Murdaugh, who was convicted of 4 counts, two murders. It's kind of a courtesy deal. They handcuffed him in the front, and when I saw that, I'm like, wow. Just kind of
I see that a lot.
Kind of goes right along the lines of his family has been running the whole goddamn county for however long. Because 99% of everybody gets handcuffed from behind, regardless of who you are.
I feel like I saw Nick Cruz from the front.
Ryan Dyer,
but he was
$10.
shackled in it with his legs, though. I don't know.
Yeah, again, if you're a known celebrity or you're something like that, I'm sure that there's some instances. But I know that there are some agencies that have zero tolerance. We don't care who you are.
From the back.
From the back. Anyway, let me go into words. We're going to get into the Murdaugh deal. I don't know if I can play a lot of it, but the woman who read the verdict completely screwed it up.
Stupid bitch.
She completely screwed it up. Just pissed me off because I wanted her to say verdict, guilty, and she's like turns to the judge and says, "Am I supposed to read this?"
Oh, geez.
Completely botched it up. We'll do that next.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
I'm plugging.
It says a data disconnect. Bubba.
What?
Nothing. I just like saying your name.
Oh.
Back to the snack. We can see it in the frame. Dick Murdaugh. Dang, I didn't know that happened. Hair smells so good. Good morning, Gary the Cantrell. Nope, he's guilty, facing 30 years to life in prison without parole for each murder charge. Sentencing hearing is expected to take place Friday. Oh damn, they do that fast. Murdo is still facing another trial in the future over numerous financial crimes. He was addicted to opioids.
Who?
Murdoch said his drug habits cost him $50K a week. Dang, cuzzo. $50,000 a week. And various crimes including fraud, money laundering, tax evasion, forgery, and is accused of stealing more than $8 million and trying to get a man to shoot him in a $10 million life insurance scheme. While he admitted to some of the crimes in the trial, like the proceeding from those. Cray cray. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Everybody did. Good morning, trickest of knees. Who was poisoned in Iran? Iran. Iran. National Canadian Bacon Day. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I took it pretty easy this week during jiu-jitsu because of the ear deal. But I still tried to go to class. Good morning, Big Longer. Good morning, Daniel Intagliata. I don't know, Joe Lupian. How about just
What are the new EP settings?
Ding dong.
Thank you, Andrew Reed.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is sponsored by BetterHelp. That is spelled so that you can get there quickly. BETTER, BetterHelp, HELP.com.
/BTLS.
Make sure you use a /BTLS, my friend. That's got to get you 10% off your first month. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding because sometimes you don't know what you want and why you react the way you do. You can talk through things. And if you're thinking about therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable and suited for your schedule. You make your own schedule. You don't have to go anywhere and talk to anybody. They come to you via a telemed. It's unbelievable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Discover your better potential and discover your entire potential with BetterHelp. Go to betterhelp.com
/BTLS
and get 10% off your first month. That's BETTER, betterhelp.com
/BTLS
BETTERHELP.com
/BTLS
/BTLS. Lummy, if we get so lucky today as to get 1,000, make sure you let me know.
Will do.
Also don't forget our OnlyFans is kicking. Yes, we have an OnlyFans.
It's kicking all right.
Oh, it's kicking. Akira and Janessa Brazil pretty much kicks ass.
Yes,
go over there and peruse around, if you will. It's kind of like we've taken a lot of the Bubba Raw stuff, and there's really not a lot of places that you can play that kind of stuff. Like none of that stuff would be acceptable on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. No, or I don't even think Instagram or any of that.
No.
I mean, that filthy stuff. A chick riding a monkey rocker with shock in her vagina on the backside.
Woo.
I don't even think in today's society you could even bring girls in that said, I want my vagina shocked. Could you? I don't think you could shock a vagina.
Not really.
Even if you had, hi, I'm Rhonda, and I'm 27, and I signed the 2257 form. Here's my ID. And I'm willfully like to get my vagina shocked. I don't think you could. I think they'd throw you right off. You're out. So the Alex Murdaugh guy, he's done. He's done. He's gonna be gone for a long time. The caller on the air yesterday, God bless your little soul from the Low Country. Thank you for getting us up to speed, but
2022 GS. 50.
But you were not correct. Because right across the board, man, this was unanimous. Blitz, the minute they said unanimous, because they asked the jury foreman, the judge did, do you have a verdict? They said yes. I'm not playing a lot of this because it'll get copyright. We'll get a strike. But I'm trying just to play pieces of it. And they said, yes, we have a verdict. And when the judge turned to the guy and said, is it unanimous? He goes, yes. Murdaugh should have known at that point because his only chance was a hung, in my opinion. I mean, there was. I don't think he was going to unanimously get off. I think he I think he had a chance for 2 or 3 stragglers to say, man, they don't have a murder weapon. There's some timeline discrepancies here. Blah blah blah. But when they said unanimous, he knew he had to know he was cooked. And I got to tell you right now, there's not a person right now in this building that can say that you've had to stand up in front of a judge and be facing prison time based on what is getting ready to be read. And no matter, hey, I've gone through some, from the sex tape to just I've gone through a lot of highs and lows in my life. And nothing can compare to the nervousness and just the sick to your stomach, nauseous feeling like of having to stand and know in the next 15 seconds your life could be absolutely over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's think. I mean, would I have been able to recover post? I mean, Blitz, if I was sentenced to 5 years in state, I think the state does reward game time. Do they not? I think the state of Florida does. And so I don't know what the percentage of, but I'm not going to get in any trouble unless people try me, which could have happened. But they probably would have put me in protective care, which would have drove me even more crazy. A lot of times they'll put people, celebrities or cops or stuff like that. If you get sentenced to prison, they'll put you in solitary confinement for your own safety. Oh. And so that's the worst. I would have been okay to be able to mingle with the boys a little bit until one of those boys is a guy I called a fetus and hung up on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I mean,
or you banged his mom.
Or I banged his mom or told him I wanted to bang his mom. But to stand there. And again, my worst case scenario was 5 years in prison. And I can remember like it was nothing. I was talking to, Stephen Diaco. It was me, Stephen Diaco, Norman Cannella Jr., Norman Cannella Sr. Did I say Kevin Hazelett? I think I did. We were at the night before. We knew Blitz. The state had rested. We had rested, and we were gonna open up closing arguments like on the next day. So we knew that we didn't know that the jury would only deliberate for 52 minutes because sometimes we didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that this next day we had finished the day in court. We were pretty much done. And we knew that the verdict was probably come down the next day. And Kevin. And Norman Jr. and Sr. and Steve, and I started crying. I said, so if I get found guilty tomorrow, like what's the protocol? And Kevin said, bring your toothbrush because they're going to remand you immediately. And then Kevin said, no, don't bring your toothbrush because it'll be bringing contraband into the jail. They provide toothbrushes. So he was trying to be funny by saying, bring your toothbrush, you're going. But you can't even really bring your toothbrush because you can't bring anything into jail.
Right.
So I knew, as I was standing there, they were because Blitz. I think that Diaco or one of the guys had already asked the judge that if I was found guilty, could I be released? On an immediate because Clear Channel was going to put the immediate bail up, have the bail already ready to go.
Yeah, do an appeal.
Or have it ready so that I may only had to gone to jail for a few hours and they would have bailed me out.
Right, because you're going to appeal.
On an appeal. And the judge had already said, no, Mr. Clem will be remanded and all appeals will be handled while he's being in custody. So they weren't going to let me out while on appeal. We knew that. And I think the appeal process to file the paperwork and get it in front of a judge is a few weeks. So I was at least, and in order to get appeal blitz, you have to actually procedurally show that something went wrong at trial. I think. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Bubba? This is Dustin from the Low Country.
Hey, buddy.
Yesterday.
Good. I'm going. Oh yeah. You're the one that called that said the guy was going to get a hung willy, and you were completely wrong.
I thought he was going to be hung up, but that's not the case, huh?
Not the case. That they got a completely right across the board unanimous deal. That guy's done. He's done.
They sizzled him like a backyard burger on 4th of July.
I'm sure within the Low Country, this is national news as it is, but I bet it's hyper, at what everybody's talking about up there in South Carolina.
I'm telling you, every breakfast, lunch, and dinner conversation is wrapped around the Murdochs.
They're done. The Murdoch, the Murdoch empire is done, right? Because the guy, the remaining, the mom's dead, the one son's dead, and then the other son that's still alive is kind of a screw up, anyway, is he not?
He's busted.
It's going to be hard to hide that red top. I can tell you that right now. He needs to take his girlfriend's last name.
Now, does he got money now? I mean, does Murdoch, does Alex Murdoch, like Blitz, does the filthy ginger, and I'm not speaking about ours, does he get all of his dad's money?
I believe if there is any left, yes.
Yeah, because that's why he tried to kill him. Well, have someone kill him so he gets the $10 million.
Oh, life insurance.
Yeah, life insurance.
Life insurance.
Well, that's life insurance, but I'm sure the estate's worth. I mean, the guy's probably got a ton of assets, unless he's leveraged all that for this trial.
Yeah.
The grandparents were pretty well off as well. Yeah. Alex's father and mother-in-law, or mother,
yeah,
they were pretty well off. So I mean, he may get a little chunk of that estate, but I think Alex's 401k was drained out to pay for the law team, and
let me tell you something: legal fees will ruin a man.
Well, not only that,
you probably know.
I do know.
Well, remember supposedly that caretaker that died on the property, he sued and got the $5 million.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the family should have got that of the lady.
Yeah.
So they're gonna probably sue the estate for that.
Now, are they calling for the death penalty? Is that on the table?
No,
it's not on the table.
Up to 30 years for each charge.
So 60. No, is there 4? I read they read 4 verdicts, but I don't know what all 4 charges were. I know he killed 2.
Two were the murders for the mother and the son,
correct,
and the other 2 were the
possession of a weapon,
of a crime. Yeah, with a weapon.
Yeah.
All right. Which those are nothing.
Right.
And then he's going to go to trial for nearly 100 charges against him for various financial crimes. It says,
that's what I'm saying.
And that may not happen because he's already pled guilty to it on
some of them. He has.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
civilly, those families will sue the estate if there's anything left in the estate.
Not to mention the law firm he used to work for suing him to pay back all the damages and the money he stole from other people. The law firm, the individual law partners put up that money that he stole out of their own funds to pay those individuals back.
Yeah, it's a mess. Well, it's really not a mess. He's going to go where he deserves to go, and everybody else can try to get some whatever scraps are left behind. But, he's, finally.
The dynasty is over, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's finally.
After over 100 years, it's over.
Finally.
It's done.
The Murdochs are done.
Well,
this is shit.
A lawyer in jail.
Why can't Buster take it over?
Because there's probably not much left.
He got kicked out of law school.
There will be nothing left.
There's nothing left, Lemmy. There's nothing left. They've picked the carcass dry.
Yeah, he'll have nothing left.
Well, he's a lawyer, so I figured he could take over.
I thought he got kicked out.
Who's a lawyer?
They said his son's a lawyer, isn't he?
No, he got kicked out of school for plagiarizing.
Oh, he just worked at his dad's law firm?
I think he works at Buffalo Wild Wings now.
It's like saying, Lemmy, you're a radio host. You're just because you're my co-host. You're not Bubba the Love Sponge.
No.
I mean, you're like
you didn't go to Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
No, none of us did. None of them, by the way.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I think Brett did.
Thank you, buddy, for your insight and being our tether into the Low Country.
That's right. Always, Bubba Army. Let's go.
Awesome. All right, man. Thanks.
Let's go.
So like I was saying, man. I mean, as you watch Alex Murdoch stand there now, he's facing. 5 years to me was like double murder. I mean, I was rolling hard, on top of my game.
Sentencing is today.
Oh, what, that fast?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And they're probably going to give him life without parole on the 2 murder charges.
Anna, can you imagine? You're a nervous person by nature.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you stand up?
Yeah.
And you've been through 2 or 3 weeks worth of trial, and you stand up, and the jury hands the verdict to the judge or to the person that reads it, and you now potentially could be going to prison for 5 years.
Or in this case, the rest of your life.
Well, in this case, yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
Mine was great. Mine was stupid. I shouldn't even have been there. I didn't even do anything wrong. I was in the studio. I didn't even touch that pig. I mean, really. I mean, if you think about a complete railroad job, I broadcasted it.
Mm.
And then Blitz, I mean, what? I don't know if it's still a thing or not, but I forget what network, History Channel or A&E or something like that. They had Hogs Gone Wild, and it was hog hunting in Hillsborough County, Florida. It was a reality show. It was a reality show of hog trappers killing wild feral hogs on people's property. Right? Here I am sitting up there for 5 years. I think if you Google, I am the only person ever arrested for the killing of a wild feral hog in the history of our country. Hello.
Hey, I just wanted to add one thing to the last guy's caller. Alex's mother is not dead. She's still alive. She has late stages dementia and Alzheimer's, but she is still alive.
All right, so the grandma or the I would say
Grandma Murdoch.
Would that be the matriarch?
Yes, her name is Libby. She's still alive.
No, but you said she's got dementia, so she may not know nothing.
Correct. She's late stages Alzheimer's and dementia, and her health has seriously declined since her husband died.
Now, hold on now. Will all these people that are after Alex, do they have any standing to go after her or no?
They could still, well, what they're going to do is they're going to sue the estate of Maggie and Alec and probably the grandmother because she still has money.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but if she had nothing to do with it, they can't get the grandmother.
I know, but if it's all part of an estate where they all just kind of, like the Diacos have an estate where it's all one big lump sum and they just go get what they need out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
maybe
the grandmother is still alive.
If I was a grandma's caretaker, I would have been like, man, we need to back Alex out of this estate immediately.
Well, does Alex have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, he has 2 brothers and 1 sister.
So they can just will all of that property to those and nothing to Alex, and
I don't know if it's just that simple or not.
Alex was trying. That's one of the reasons why he got kicked out of his law firm too. He was trying to hide his assets, and he was trying to transfer everything over to Buster out of his name, so they wouldn't have anything to take.
Right.
And Lummy's right about the 401k. He depleted his 401k to pay for his defense. But the son, Anna is right about that. He got kicked out of law school, so he is not a lawyer.
Right.
And he's kind of a screw up, isn't he?
Well, he's not as much as the youngest kid who was actually killed was. The youngest kid was the one
the boating accident.
Yeah, he was the actual screw up.
I think that's why he was killed because he was such a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this is like white trash royalty down here.
Yes, it is.
But you know what? It sounds like it's kind of working itself out that this Murdoch guy is going to be away for for the rest of his life, and and the good Murdochs, which is the mom that's still around, and maybe the 2 brothers, maybe they'll be able to continue their life as Murdochs, but the bad ones are gone.
Yes, because there's 5 bodies tied to this name.
No, again, I don't want to besmirch the great woman, the Mama Murdoch, his
great
wife.
Woman.
No, the Alex's wife. She had nothing. She's not a bad person.
No, she was not.
Well, I mean, we don't know.
I thought she was helping him out, doing some
she
stuff.
was. But...
Come on. And Maggie wasn't? She was completely innocent bystander? I find that hard to believe.
I'd like for Maggie to be around to testify, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but she did.
What they have said was, of course, they had problems once she found out about the pills again, and that she was going to leave him. That's why she was trying to get her house, all finished up in Hilton Head. Edisto. And that's why she wasn't living with him. And he texted her and basically, begged her to come back to Moselle.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate Maggie because she was already, putting the steps forward of getting rid of this numbnut. She would already moved out, and because she knew he was a bag.
What was the nature of his text to lure her back? Did he just say like, "Hey, I want to talk," or like how did she? Oh.
He said, "Hey, my father took a turn for the worse.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did that. Yeah, I forgot.
We'll go to the hospital and say goodbye to him."
Right. Okay.
And
okay.
Of course, she loved his parents.
Sure.
And so that's how he got her to come.
That's right.
She told her sister, she was like, "I don't want to go," but.
I mean, if the jury verdict is any reflection upon how the people of that area feel, they think this guy's a scumbag. They unanimously across the board convicted him, and sentencing is today. So I hope he does. Obviously he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. So good.
That's where he belongs.
And I wish they had the death penalty, quite frankly.
Me too, but they took it off the table, which I don't agree with. But
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Just because it's a tougher case to prove, and
exactly.
And
it's harder to get guilty when you think you're going to sentence somebody to death versus.
I think that's the
case.
They
do that before, but like before sentencing, like that's already on the table.
No. When they indict you. When they indict you, when this whole process starts, the state has to tell the court what they're going for. That's the big thing on the Casey Anthony deal. Had they not, they went way too aggressive on the death penalty for her.
Oh.
And if they would have gone for a different lesser murder charge, she would have gotten it.
I thought you were just charged with like first-degree murder. I didn't know it was like first-degree murder with a death penalty kicker.
Yeah,
they'll say we're not going to go after the death penalty. That way, juries if you're anti-death penalty, you might not convict them.
Right. Okay.
Hey, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for the insight.
She knows a lot.
You're welcome. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
How long? Do you think
How about that? A female Naughty Get Rock listener. Love that, huh?
Yep.
Been there 13 years.
You think he tries to commit suicide in prison?
Yeah.
Or do you think someone kills him?
I mean, I can't believe he hasn't already, but
that's a good point.
Lonnie Spencer.
Not very good at trying.
20. Thank you, Lonnie Spencer, on the Cash App. Appreciate it. But see, Anna, here's the deal. The state was going for the death penalty on the Casey Anthony deal.
See, I didn't know that because I thought that was only like a sentencing deal, like after the fact.
No, they were going for, first degree, premeditated. What they were going for, as I understand it, is if the state would have gone for a lesser murder conviction on Casey Anthony, she would have probably been convicted.
Well, let me ask you,
because they were so heavy-handed and going for the death penalty, you get a girl like you on there. You're like, I ain't going for that.
Right.
I'm not going for that.
Now, let me ask you about the Nick Cruz deal then. So were they going for the death penalty? Because I thought it was just like guilty, not guilty. He's guilty, and then the next day his life was spared.
They were going for the death penalty, but the death penalty now that has to be jury recommended. And so, meaning...
In Florida? Or
in Florida.
Okay.
In Florida. It used to be the death penalty could be handed out by the judge. Now the death penalty has to be handed out by the
right, because was there a separate trial for the sentencing with Nick Cruz?
I mean, sentencing is kind of a separate trial, basically.
All right.
Or could be.
Yeah, it's all big.
I think there never was a trial for Nick Cruz in terms of if he was guilty or not, right? Like he admitted to it, so he's guilty.
Yeah. So the whole thing
was the
sentencing deal.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, I get it.
And if you
now.
remember right, I think all the verdict forms came back. Life in prison, no chance of parole. He was guilty of doing this, guilty of that, no death penalty.
It was unanimous that it was life?
No, but here's the deal. It doesn't matter if only with life, it has to be a unanimous deal. So let's say
with death.
If you're dealing with putting somebody to death, then let's say you have 11 jurors or 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
If one of them holds out, then he gets life in prison.
Gotcha.
So with the death penalty penal phase of sentencing, it's all or none on that as well.
But then also question, because I don't know, if all of the jurors say we want death, the judge can still turn it down and say no?
Yep.
Okay.
Most likely he won't, or her.
Sure, but the judge has the power to do so.
Yes.
Okay.
Meanwhile, back in the day,
Florida, I imagine this is just Florida state law.
Just Florida state law.
Okay.
But prior to, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, the judge had the sole discretion of sentencing him or her to death. Then they're like, that's too much power for a person.
Then would there even be a sentencing trial if the judge was able to just make that call on the fly?
Yeah, there would be.
Okay.
But here's the deal. Everybody on Florida death row that was appointed to death by a judge and not a jury now are in the process, or they've already gone through. I don't know if they've already gone through it all, but each one of those had to be resentenced.
Ugh. Okay.
I think that's the case. All death penalties were thrown out for those that were sentenced by a singular judge.
Interesting. So why even have the jury before if it was just the judge's call for the sentencing?
The jury found them guilty or not guilty.
Sure, but okay. But in terms of sentencing, there was really no jury needed. It was just the judge's call.
It was pretty much just the judge.
Got it.
Yeah. as I understand it.
Isn't Ron DeSantis, didn't he say he wanted to overturn that?
Yeah, he wanted to change it back to the way it was.
To judge can call it?
He also wants to kill people that for capital sexual deal. He wants to put that one back on.
Oh,
there,
yeah,
too.
the child.
For like raping kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of dancing with him on that.
Yeah, well, whatever, dude.
I'm late. I gotta get into the reading of the verdict of the Murdoch verdict next. So hold on.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
What an interesting case. Got all the makings of this.
What's up? Of course you can. Refrigerator. And Carrie. What's up, chicken? Country burger too. Going back to dance with an onion maker.
I'm gonna do it Alan's plumbing gimmick.
All right. So 25 big ass nose. Victor Gunday, good morning. That'd be nice, big little arms 101. Stay up there, kind of guys. Hall of Fame recruits and Travis. Mike Bellagio. Good morning, Jacob Brantley. Good morning. What you got, Creed? Cricket? A big arc? I'm sure you go there better. Alan Pony. Alan Pony's the land. World 252, good morning. Spencer, $10 super chat. Thank you, Spencer. Where do you want Blueberries?
Less.
I got powerful sneezes.
Powerful. It's powerful. Powerful meow.
Morning, Zero. Yeah, watch the season. You go away. That's a good thing. Scooter, you going next weekend?
Oh my God.
What?
Dale Roop.
Roop,
The Roop is on motherfucking fire, Lummy.
Is it Kristen?
The Roop is on fire.
Kristen.
Lummy, the Roop is on fire.
The roof is on fire.
We don't need no water.
Let that mother burn.
Lummy didn't even know the fucking saying.
I did though.
No, you did, because you're cool. But Lummy, you didn't know the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let this motherfucker burn. You didn't know that.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Man, Dale Roop, the Roop is on fire. Let me finish it.
The roof is on fire.
No, the roof.
We don't need no water. Let that burn.
Dale Roop 400 on the Cash App. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all at the Bubba Army. Thank you so much, Dale Roop. He said it's for Maria the Guatemalan's ass on Insta. Well, I'm not familiar with that, but I'm certainly going to go look now. Thank you, my friend. Maria the Guatemalan.
Yep.
Not to be confused, Lummy, with if you were in Volusia County, or more specifically DeLand, and you're listening to my voice, and maybe you got some septic issues or a backflow issue or a water heater issue, and you don't want to do the standard 40-gallon water heater. You want to do the how they have those tankless water heaters?
Yeah.
Or you just need overall plumbing in general. Who would you call? Would you call John Allen?
I'd go to allenplumbingdeland.com.
Yeah, allenplumbingdeland.com. Allen Plumbing is the best, and John Allen, quite frankly, is the best. 386-734-0010 or allenplumbingdeland.com. Tell them Bubba Army. They'll laugh at you and give you a discount. Usually I've been going to I've been spending some time in the principal's office. You know what the principal's office is, don't you? Tom Bean's office.
Yep.
Been spending a lot of time over there trying to get my taxes straight. And Tom Bean has texted me and said that he'll be here for me to sign some things and go over some things. He's coming here. So the principal's coming to the studio. That's rare.
Red, go lock the gate.
Phew. So right after the show, I guess Tom's going to be waiting for me. That makes my nipples hard, and I'm nervous.
I was going to say, are you nervous with that, too?
Well, literally, Tom Bean could be here to give me the winning lotto ticket, and I would be nervous.
Speaking of which, did you win on your $50 scratch off the other day?
Speaking of which, I didn't do it.
Oh, no.
Oh, damn. I would have done it had I known that.
I've just got so much going on.
Next time, I'll just do it.
Do it.
Yeah, it's too late now.
Don't be a dick about it.
No, it's old, so it doesn't matter.
No, but you can't be a dick about it. You got to understand, and I have absolutely been inundated with all this tax stuff.
I know. I do
have a life.
You've been saying you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Someone donated money. You said you're going to do it. I asked you. You said yep. So I was like, all right. Well, then I won't do it.
Well, I'll do it.
No, what? Okay.
Jesus.
Hopefully you win.
I do. I hope I win, and I hope I win a lot, and I can shove it up in your face because you're being mean to me about it. I got so much.
I'm just trying to help with content.
I know, and I'm trying to help me get my taxes paid so I don't go to prison. Okay.
That'd be good content too, though.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Turf walk.
Yeah, Bubba. Oh, you know why you're going to jail? Why? Well, because you didn't have that important meeting with Tom about your IRS situation. And, but you know what you did do? You did go make time and scratched off the $50 ticket, and it got you, 32 views on YouTube. But you're no longer a free man. Or you could have gone to that meeting and tried to get your stuff straight. So, like, don't bust my balls on stuff. Like, if I was sitting there just jacking my D all day and not and missed this opportunity to do a $50 scratch up with Willie, then I get it. But I've been I'm extremely stressed out too. Like, I'm extremely stressed. So please, everybody know that. Walk lightly around me, please. Just give me a little bit of a break.
Sure.
If there's one agency that's very scary, it's the one I'm dealing with. Trying to get myself out of the hole that I created. It's all my own fault. It's nobody's fault. But needless to say, you have to rectify it, and you have to communicate with these people. You know, like not communicating with them is all bad. They will come in and really do bad stuff. Communicating with them and giving them the paperwork that they're asking for and stuff like that, well, then they tend to be a little cooler. They're still really tough people. Like even when you're just talking to them, they're kind of like, like I try to cut a few jokes, like a couple little, doesn't go over so well. Last time we met with him, Tom Bean took me aside and said, just keep your mouth shut. Okay? If they want a form, we'll get it. You don't need to put any more editorial comments. So I'm
sure they love jokes there.
Yeah, jokes on me. I should have walked in and said, hey, I'll tell you about the joke.
Guys.
Listen, Mr. IRS Federal Agent 1 and 2 with a 3 kicker that's been walking in and out of the room here. Let me just tell you something. I'll tell you what the joke is. The joke's on me, cuz I am in a lot of trouble. That might make them laugh. So anyway, be looking for Tom about 9:50. He's going to meet me right after. I said, listen, can we make it as fast as we can? Because I want to try to have a little bit of weekend to recover from whatever I'm getting myself involved into. Here's the Murdoch verdict. And so the verdict comes down. The judge asks the jury, do we have an unanimous? Yes, we do, Your Honor. Will you hand the verdict form to Susie here? Susie.
Is she the jury foreman? Is that what the deal?
No, she's like the clerk of the court.
Oh, okay. So she should know what to do then.
And she should. But I think this was such a high profile,
Willie.
Maybe she's even afraid because she'll end up dead because the Murdoch family is so powerful that you can't even read the. She should have handed it to the stenographer over there and said, "You read it. I ain't reading it. Looks like 4 guilty Willies to me." She completely botched it. Didn't even have like a pregnant pause or anything. We, the jury of the 5-9er, 3-9er, 2-9er, find the defendant. Pregnant pause. Guilty. Right on. I mean, you have to realize.
You are not the father.
Right.
That's how you have to say
exactly. Warren Garrison. No, I'm sorry. Rhett, the Pomeranian. LaQuisha and Shanandra both say that you may be the daddy of this little mulatto child. Rhett, the Pomeranian, you are not the baby daddy.
Woo! Backflip.
Exactly. You got to know how to work. This woman also has to know that this is the most high-profile trial in America right now, and that every network in America, every radio station, every stupid content provider and influencer like me, everybody, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, CBS, Fox, NBC, everybody, ABC, ESPN, Bravo, Paramount, Hulu, Netflix, Prime, everybody in the world this is your one opportunity to nail it there, Grandma, you beaver-looking bitch. And you completely botched it.
Hate you.
T-00592, the State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions in the term of 2022, July, the State versus Richard Alexander Murdoch, defendant, indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116.
Now look, she turns to the judge.
Am I doing a good job?
And says, because it says guilty.
Right.
Guilty. That's what it says. Listen what this chick does.
Okay.
Judge says read the verdict.
Ho.
So, Anna, she completely disrupts the flow.
Yes.
Listen.
Okay.
Read the verdict.
Hold on, but you messed it up. You completely stepped on it. Like she didn't even like pregnant pause it. She just read guilty as if it was another part of a sentence. Listen.
Okay. Guilty verdict.
You stupid hoe.
Like
what? You repeat the last sentence you said, and then you say guilty.
She goes, guilty
verdict.
Guilty. She says, guilty verdict. Like she completely screwed. First of all, she loses the flow by having to ask the Your Honor. And then she messes up the one high spot, the one word that you pregnant pause and say, the people of South Carolina find the defendant guilty.
Okay. Guilty verdict.
You idiot.
Yeah. Especially someone who has a career in like posting up correctly and making things
like she
entertaining.
She knows the procedure. She knows how
Does
it goes.
She, though?
I'm thinking.
Looks like she needs some backup.
I think they need to retrain the clerks. And then she goes on and doesn't mess up, the rest of them after but the first one is the one. I mean, she goes on and says it 3 additional times, but the first one, I think you guys would agree.
Yeah, that
first one is the one.
That's the main pop, and that's the clip that's going to be played over and over and over and over again on all these news networks.
Yeah, that's like when a guy's getting his party. That first initial party is the party.
Right.
You got a couple little bam bammers after, but that first one is wow.
Is that what you sound like?
No, I don't act like wow. No, I'm pretty quiet.
Are you?
0593, the state of South Carolina, county of Colleton, in the Court of General Session.
I think this is the second one.
The July term of 2022. The state versus Richard Alexander Murdoch, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC code 16-3-0010, CDR code 0116. Verdict, guilty.
See, boom. That's how the first one should have been. But even with more of a pause. Verdict.
I like it when they say finds the defendant guilty.
Yeah. The state of South Carolina versus Alex Murdoch, we the people of South Carolina, as instructed by jury foreman, find the defendant.
And then you say his name.
Alex Murdoch.
Richard Alex Murdoch.
Richard
Alexander Murdoch.
Richard Alexander Murdoch II. Guilty.
Oh! So
and
much
then the
better.
beat drops.
Yeah, but then
Black Eyed Peas start playing,
but then there's an obvious reaction from the court.
The people gasp.
Like,
yeah.
Or sometimes you'll hear sobbing.
Yeah, like a wailing.
Or the other family's like, yeah.
But the last thing you want is like, wait, what did she say? Did she say guilty?
The last thing you want is a botch up. The last thing you want is, right when you're coming to the high spot, for her to have to go to Your Honor and say, what am I supposed to do? You want me to turn this over? No, I want you to read the verdict, bitch.
6. Okay. Guilty verdict.
Guilty verdict.
Idiot.
I was disappointed in his reaction. I kind of wanted him to start or do something.
I think he expected it.
He just literally, he's just his whole life right now is, it's done. He's done.
Well, I kind of wanted to see him start crying or something.
No, something.
No emotions.
Cry, can't get no pills no more.
Man,
there you go.
You should have seen my reaction when they said not guilty. I was like, I started crying. I'm a little bitch.
God, I wish I could see that.
It's got to be around somewhere.
Yeah.
I know I know it was televised. And Bay News 9, I think, televised it. I think Bay News 9 actually televised it. And then all the channels broke away from programming, be like, this is, such and such from Fox 13 reporting live outside the 13th Circuit where a jury has just found Bubba the Love Sponge, 98 Rock Shock Jock, not guilty of animal cruelty.
Oh.
Who's, by the way, a card-carrying PETA member. Talk about our turnaround, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
PETA's.
Anyway, Alex, good luck, you filthy-ass ginger. What if you'll get shanked? You've been watching Mayor of Kingstown?
I have not. I have not since I started it. I'm probably going to binge watch it this weekend and next weekend.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
On anything you're on the anything?
I need to finish the Murdoch Netflix series.
Oh, I never. You know what? I might start that.
I've only seen
this
one
weekend,
episode,
but I'm
so
not going to be here a
year.
lot this weekend. Well, of course, I'll be at the Grand Prix on Sunday, but I'll be at the racetrack most of the time, and then Monday I got to leave right after the show.
Oh,
Monday. I was going to take an hour early off on it, but I told the promoter, you're going to have to move the event back.
Okay.
You know what, rather than just sit here, I just told the dude.
Yeah.
Be like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and take it. It's easier for you to move your event back an hour than it is for me to jip off my audience that pays the bills an hour because your stupid motorcycle show needs to start at 11 and you can't start it at 1. I own the track. Well, part owner of the track, and I'm the one up here grading and doing all the work. So you know what? If you want your track to be in the condition that you're gonna move it back to 1. So I told Blitz a few days ago, I won't do the pod deal, but I'm not gonna short stick in the audience,
right,
for a motorcycle show. Now, if it was USAC, that's different. Those are my boys.
Yeah, it was 4 wheels and not 2.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess Ron DeSantis was full hot on this digital rights bill. I really like this bill. I really do. He's trying to create some type of law or legislation in Florida where arbitrarily Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and all these places, these social media platforms that stand behind a law called the 230 exemption, which means that they can, because they're private entities, that they can cancel anybody at any time. But that's really, and they cannot be sued or held liable for something that somebody posts that, they didn't post. Like if some person would post some kiddie porn, they couldn't be held liable for that. Now they have to immediately remove it like they would, but under this law called the 230 exemption, they're not liable. Well, Ron DeSantis is like, I don't have any problem with the kiddie porn and you being able to not be held responsible for that, but just to arbitrarily kick people off for their political, opinions, I don't like. I don't think this has a chance in hell to win. I don't know if this is Ron DeSantis. It's just, posturing because it's the right thing to do. But these social media platforms, whether you agree with me or not, can certainly change people's minds and opinions of about anything. If you allow one side to keep spewing what they believe and you don't allow the other side, and that's about anything, whether it's, I don't know, horseshoe throwing, what's those bags you cornholing, or Republican versus Democrat, political candidates. There's an opposing side to everything. There's an opposing side to religion, everything. And if you only allow one side their opinion, that fundamentally seems wrong. And I understand that the 230 exemption is good in some instances where, if Johnny Pervert posts pictures of kids, that it's not Facebook's problem. They quickly removed the content and banned the guy. And, so you can't be, so I understand why they shouldn't be held liable for that.
Sure.
But I don't necessarily agree with how powerful they are on how they can cancel people that have not done anything under their terms and conditions wrong, but just have an opposing view about, I don't know, maybe COVID, or maybe their opposing view about, the current president or whatever. Because we all know that these social media platforms play these games, which has now been evident. It's come to the forefront, with Elon Musk now having purchased Twitter, and he's dug into some of the Twitter, business practices, and it's been now testified, and I think everybody will agree it's the truth because it's coming from the people that did it, that Twitter worked with the FBI on canceling, shadow ghosting or shadow banning various accounts based on your political affiliation and what you were on what side of the COVID or whatever, on what side of whatever particular topic you were on that didn't necessarily jive with the liberal media. Right? I mean, Donald Trump got canceled. I mean, a lot of we've been canceled. Now, I don't think our cancellation came from anything that we did politically, but that being said, I think there needs to be some legislation drawn up about social media, making it harder for them to cancel people on material that's not obscene or objectionable, and is just an opinion of some type of social matter that's going on. Pop culturally, wasn't COVID probably pop culturally the biggest thing to happen in our lives in a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pop culturally, COVID, probably next to 9/11, and it's more so, was pop culturally the most, biggest thing that we've encountered. And certainly when you have these type of huge pop culture events, people have opinions about them. I don't know that anybody got canceled. I don't know how many social media network platforms there were in 01. Blitz, what would have been around in 01? Maybe walkie-talkies? I don't know. I don't know what was around in 01. I mean, Facebook wasn't around, right?
MySpace.
Was MySpace around?
I thought MySpace was like 04, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it was later.
I don't know. Was there any social media at all during 9/11?
Oh, not that I recall.
And so I don't know that anybody got banned. I mean, we were on the radio, and let's just be honest. I think regular radio now. If we were on regular radio now, I think that there were companies, iHeart, Cox, Beasley, that Anna, you may know, or Blitz may know, people that may have stronger ties to the current, terrestrial radio talent pool. But that being said, I think there were company-wide policies on COVID. Were there not? Talk show hosts.
That's one reason why
talk show hosts were told to have this opinion or shut up.
Here's the thing. I was only working with Cox at the beginning of COVID, and so we were just trying to find out what it was. There was no vaccine out yet or anything like that. This was like early 2020.
But I think
when the George Floyd thing happened, that's when we got phone calls about what our stance is as a company.
I think as COVID then developed and the vaccines became available,
I'm sure they were told things.
I've been told by people in radio. Well, BJ told me that Audacity had a pro-vax stance, and if you weren't pro-vax, then don't say anything. It's either don't say anything or spew the pro-vax deal. That's it.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Love that.
I don't think Pfizer wasn't putting ads on the radio station, and that's why.
Well, everything at that time was sponsored by Pfizer.
Right.
Most of it still is.
And that's why, realistically, people were told to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Why? Because Pfizer just put a $250,000 buy on 4 stations. Oh, okay. And you may think you're all that, but $250,000 in today's radio world is a lot of money.
Well, isn't that one reason why Bongino is quitting his show because Cumulus was trying to do that to him with the company mandate?
Maybe, but Bongino would be good to cancel his show and take it off of terrestrial and make it available only through streaming. He'd make so much more money. He's so good. He doesn't need, there's, like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan doesn't need regular radio.
No.
Dan Bongino doesn't need regular radio.
I think he does pretty good on his online thing now.
I think so too.
Yeah, he's pretty good on his podcast.
Quitting. Was it Cumulus?
Yeah, Cumulus.
Quitting them and doing your own thing. Probably put a few 5, 6, 8 million in his pocket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I like him, by the way. I really do like him. I like him. I like Ben Shapiro, and I like Jim Rome. Those are my 3 guys.
Nice.
I'm running way late.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
This morning, just letting you know.
What's that?
It says on the TV at 9:30 they're gonna sentence him.
Well, we're gonna have Ron Capps on.
Oh.
I'd rather watch the sentencing, but I gotta have.
Was that Charleston? You were just there.
I like how OJ commented on the.
Shut the fuck up, OJ, stupid idiot. He was telling people to get vaccinated and shit.
No, I'm talking about Alex Murdoch.
No, I know, but wasn't he making comments about COVID?
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
What's up, Twitter world? I'm just.
Yeah, what's up, Twitter world?
What's up, Twitter world?
He was like cleaning up dollar bills. Yeah.
Down goes Murdoch. Yeah. Well, the fact that he started the one district before he was found guilty. He's like, well, people are asking my opinion. I don't know why they're asking my opinion, but I'm like, really?
He's the best.
I'm like, you don't know why?
He is the best.
Who? He's a known.
OJ,
people are asking. He commented on Alex Murdoch trial.
Really is.
He's like, he's a known liar, and you know what? I think he's guilty. It's like, okay, OJ.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are asking my opinion. You know that match?
He's the best. Don't act like he's not. Don't act like he's not. What? What? The juice. The juice is on fire. I love it. He's just living his best life. Fucking playing golf, spraying down dollar bills. It is what it is. Adore him. The juice is on fire, Carrie, for sure. I know, but it's still fun to watch. Solly Mae. He's bad at TV, somebody in chat. I don't really watch Dan Bongino. I mean, just other than what we played on the show. Stuff. Good morning, Sicilian Redneck. I didn't think so. Goodbye. Are you okay? You klutzy motherfucker. I think Bubba was eating a sandwich.
No, I'm done eating.
No, I know, but you were. People want to know what you were eating.
A cold cut sandwich.
Cold cut sandwich with maybe some chips.
No chips.
Well, what was on the side?
Nothing. No, there was nothing on the side.
Huh.
Ah.
DJ Jeffrey Vandergrift.
You know that feeling?
Little Wilbur's, Afterbirth. What the fuck
and you just feel
who won the Bolts game?
happy that headrests were invented.
Huh? Overtime? They lost.
Kia, movement that
Oh,
inspires.
that's why you want me to ask if they lost. This morning, Dr. Into the Moneymaker. Boo-hoo.
Olsen fires at Pittsburgh Mark.
Fucking Pittsburgh Mark.
We talk about that. Twitter fans too. Tweet.
Good morning, everyone. Sheriff Wayne Ivory, the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. And while I say good morning, it's a sad morning for us here in our community.
Let me. Was there oil leaking in the back?
I don't know what that. That was before the boxes and stuff were back there.
Yeah, I mean it's not the boxes leaking.
It almost smells like detergent or something.
Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's Tide. I used to wash the race cars.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you're exactly right.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. On Tuesday, we'll do the NHRA 4-pack. We'll do it through some Bubba trivia. That is a 4-day pass for the NHRA Gator Nationals that begin next Thursday, 3/9, and go to Sunday. Qualifying on Friday, Saturday. Practice is on Thursday. Qualifying Friday, Saturday, and then the elimination in the final round on Sunday. Had Alexis DeJoria. I think I nailed it.
Yeah, there you go.
Had her on yesterday, and I got the great Ron Capps, the champion of the funny car division last year. I got him on in about an hour.
He's still driving for Napa Know-How?
Napa Know-How. I've known Ron for a long time. Love that guy. Hello.
Hey, Bubba, this is Chris from Sebring.
Hi, Chris.
I want to give you guys a good show on Hulu. It's called Stolen Youth. It's a good documentary. Really great, though.
What's it about?
It's about these college kids. They go off to college, and they end up all deciding to get a room together. And one of the students' father gets out of prison and ends up becoming a roommate with them. And he ends up brainwashing them for like 10 years, and it's crazy.
Wow. It's called Stolen Youth, and it's on where? Hulu?
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
Hulu, yep.
I was going to send you the trailer, but I forgot we can't play it.
Yeah,
so.
we can't play nothing.
All right.
Appreciate it, buddy.
You.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. All right.
I love these type of stories. Well, I don't. I like these type of stories, but they also are horrible in the fact that it's usually an African-American man that was sentenced in the late 70s or early 80s, and he didn't have anything to do with the crime. A lot of this used to happen out of Dallas because there was a guy named Henry Wade. I think his name was Henry Wade, and he was a prosecutor. He was the, like the Mark Ober or the state attorney of the city of Dallas. And literally, I forget how many African-American men he even put to death. If there was a crime in Dallas during this guy's regime, and you were a black guy, and you were within, a mile of where this crime happens, and you were just walking down the street, they would go and immediately arrest you, and you did that crime. If a woman, a mile and a half away got, murdered or ran over by a car or raped or whatever, or a convenience store got robbed or whatever, and they're like, it was a black guy. Literally, this Henry Wade. Will you look, Lummy, and see if it was a guy named?
It was. It looks like 15 people convicted under him so far have been. It's been overturned. With DNA.
So this isn't me just talking.
Exonerated, you mean?
This isn't just me talk. I've done my research on this, and in fact, what people don't realize is that Roe v. Wade, the one of the most infamous cases ever to go before our very same Supreme Court, he's the Wade in it. Did you know that, Anna?
Yeah, the defendant.
Roe was a woman.
Yes.
That they didn't
in Dallas.
Yes, in Dallas, and he is the Wade in it.
He's the Wade.
Roe v. Wade. It's him because he was the one that says you can't get an abortion in Dallas, and she's like, it went clear to the Supreme Court, and I think arguably it's probably one of the most polarizing decisions that our court in its 250-some year history has ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly one of the most, highly polarizing, contested / gets everybody churned up. So Henry Wade, you're saying, Lummy, that there's 15 instances now that as they've gone back. He would literally put the crime when you were walking down the streets as an African American man in Dallas. A lot of times you were arrested for just being black at the wrong place at the wrong time and sent to prison. And I think, Lummy, he may have killed some people.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think he put some people to death. I actually think there were some African-American men that were actually sentenced to death on his tab that they now have gone back and said, we don't think that guy did it. And you said there's, 15 other incidences where they've proven that the DNA did not match?
Correct. And I guess they're investigating like another 250 of them.
Right. So he's the worst at it. And so this African-American man in Los Angeles spent 30, and I think that there should be a federal law, and this is by no means the value of what life is worth, but I think there should be a federal law that if you have that it's $1 million a year for every year that you were wrongfully held in prison or jail. Don't you think this guy should be handed 40 years?
Yeah.
40 years. A man who spent 38 years behind bars for a 1983 murder that he did not commit was declared innocent by a judge in Los Angeles on Wednesday. Maurice Hastings was released from prison last year after a long untested DNA evidence pointed out to a different suspect. The judge in October vacated Hastings' conviction at the request of the prosecutors with the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office and his lawyers from the Los Angeles Innocence Project. Prosecutors and Hastings' lawyers returned to court to ask Judge William Ryan to take the additional step to declare him innocent after the 40 years. Now, sometimes the state will play this little game where they just vacate the sentence. They get real cutesy with the guy, be like, listen, guy, we can go back to trial and you can, but see, if they do declare him innocent, that's where potentially they could have to pay him. But if they just vacate the sentence or something like that, a lot of times that doesn't put them on the hook for as much money. So that's why this guy's lawyers wants to go back and have him actually declared innocent, because if he was innocent, then I think that's where you can start getting paid.
Mm.
But a lot of courts will be like, well, we can have another jury and we can find you innocent, but you're going to be detained for the 2 years it's going to take to do that. Or you can just sign right here, relinquishing your rights to, any type of financial compensation, and but you're free to go tomorrow. And what do you think most guys do? Let me get the hell out of here.
Right.
I want to sit here in prison while I go through this new jury deal. It means a lot. I'm grateful for the judge's ruling and apologies. Everything that has been a wonderful day, Hastings said after the hearing, according to the Los Angeles Innocence Project. And if there's one charity or one thing that I would donate to, and that would be, law firms or projects like this that try to help innocent people. I think that's a good cause because you know what? There are some people in prison that didn't do what they said, and there are some people in prison that there was no DNA used.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of people.
Sometimes the system gets it wrong.
It does.
Sometimes on accident, sometimes on purpose. So.
Right.
It says this group looks like they've exonerated 625 people.
I mean, we're sending how much to Ukraine? How about giving,
Couple bill.
How about giving 15, 16 million to an innocent African American man that can't get 38 years of his life back? Not to mention the PTSD or what it does to you mentally to be in a cage for nearly half of your life. Like what does that do to you mentally? It certainly can't. I mean, it certainly can't make you a little more worldly and better. Well, maybe it does.
He has a pretty good attitude about it. Some quotes at the bottom. He just said he's not bitter. And
I think I would just go out in my backyard and just smell the air and be like, man, if I want to walk down to the 7-Eleven, I can. If I want to go out and, play golf, I can. If I want to get in a car, hopefully he has his driver's license or he can go get a new one. Yeah. If I want to go drive, I can. I can just sit back here on the back porch and, I guess if you're in California, smoke this joint and just be super cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. All the things you have to learn as a 69-year-old man.
He went back in the 80s. I mean, he just look. I mean, you talk about technologically being overloaded. You get out now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we literally have Blitz, one of my good friends in radio. You would recognize his name if I told you, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
But he sent me a demo yesterday. He's into one of these up and coming radio startup software deals that does AI DJs.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal now.
And he's involved. He's the president of this new. It's not called AI DJs, but it's basically.
I've seen that though.
And have you heard the demo?
No.
It's really good.
Oh my God! So he sent me a demo yesterday.
Oh God.
And Anna, I swear to God, it's as good as any midday girl I've ever heard. She's monitoring, they have her as a female doing middays like on an AC station. That was the format that I got. Hello?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, it's wrestling coach from Illinois. You're talking about wrongly convicted felons. Right now, there's one in Illinois, Chester Weger, W-E-G-R. He's been in prison for over 60 years, just got released, and now there's DNA evidence that's proven that he might not even have committed the murders.
Well, I hope if he's out, there's DNA evidence that shows that
but you're saying he served his time.
No, he didn't serve. He got out on, what the hell is it called?
On
on parole.
On parole.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So you're saying he did his time. The state finally let him out on parole, and now they're unwinding it, showing that he may not have anything to do with it to begin with.
Yeah, there is. I've been trying to get Anna to watch it. There's a documentary.
Her name's Anna, by the way.
Whatever.
Starved Rock Murders.
It's called The Murders of Starved Rock.
Oh.
The Murders of Starved Rock. Where's it at?
HBO.
HBO Max.
Three-part series. The first one, you're like, oh, he's guilty. Second one, he's innocent. And third one, you had no clue. But now, just this week, they're running the DNA, and he might not even have done it.
Yeah, and if there's if the DNA shows that he had nothing to do with it, they should write that guy a $60 million check because they just ruined his life. So hopefully he can have some type of generational wealth and hand it on down to somebody in his family because that guy, 60 years in prison, that's your entire life. That's the majority of the good years of your life, period.
He's the longest running inmate in Illinois history.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anyway, thank you for that heads up, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
And there was something I was talking about before he completely...
I sent you the link.
What link?
For Radio GPT.
Oh, you did? Can you send it back to me?
Sure.
I didn't get it. So, Anna, the
demo's on there.
Yeah.
Hold down a little bit.
Yeah. This isn't the one that he sent me.
This is like the standard popular one right now.
Right, but am I gonna get a copyright violation?
I don't think so. Well, this part you might get one.
That's what I'm saying.
But if it's just her talking, you won't.
Yeah, but I went.
No, I know.
I'm just trying to.
I guess this is just the station. There were liners and stuff.
Yeah, like.
That's just like a whole station.
Yeah. So anyway, Anna, I was listening to this demo, and it was this midday girl on like an AC radio station, and she comes on and she kind of backsells, what you just heard, and then she goes on and does traffic because they can import traffic, the local traffic. She's up to the minute on local traffic, so she really, really coolly segues into a traffic deal, goes into a weather deal, then goes into a current event that's happening within the community deal. So she was like, she did the traffic, and then she did the weather, and it sounded just like pretty much a hot chick. And then she was like, don't forget Pumpkin Fest happening this Saturday at Walnut Grove Willie. For more information, call such and such, such and such. And here is, Alicia Keys, and that girl is on fire on AI radio.
So if you
Wild.
I see on the link again. If you scroll down, it shows her and then talks about all that too.
Damn it! It just disappeared.
It shows her.
Yeah.
And then again, Anna, just think about this, man. And if you were to like, you could make the hottest chick in the world if you had the cameras, if you had the studio camered up.
Sure. There's deep fakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Coupled
I'm Faye. Hi, I'm Faye, and I'm one of the personalities on this new revolutionary product from Futury, Radio G. Actually, Blitz, I think my guy is the one.
Yeah, Radio GPT is really the only one. If you scroll down, it shows the video.
Okay, here, scrolling. For a single day part or to power your entire station, have your shows hosted by AI voices, female like me or male, or up to 3 different voices. So, Anna, you could have a morning show.
Hell yeah.
It says up to 3 different voices per day part.
If you just scroll down, it shows her talking.
I was just trying to read a little bit.
Well, she talks about all this. So
I'm scrolling. You can see I'm scrolling.
Yeah.
Scrolling. I'd be scrolling.
It's right after this part.
Scrolling.
Oh, there she is.
Her.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd watch her all day, and I'd jack it.
Jesus.
I've never jacked it to an AC station, but I might.
Futury is revolutionized.
Now, Blitz, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is this woman, is she AI?
Yes.
So this is not a real woman that's talking to me right now?
Correct.
This is AI.
Yes.
From soup to nuts, meaning from her to all the services that she offers.
Yes.
But this woman on my screen, right here, right now, that's not a person.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Futury is revolutionizing.
You go to like 40 seconds or so.
It's freaky how real that looks.
Yeah.
Radio GPT brings a radio station to life.
Blitz, this is the way all radio stations are going to be.
I know.
Like, they don't need...
That's why I've been looking into them. We need to do this.
Wait, what?
If you're a distinct... nobody could emulate me, please.
Mine's called Radio Yo Yo Yo.
I can see what's in your...
All right, hold on.
Your music log and talk about the songs or artists on your station. I can see what's happening in your local market right now and talk about it in real time. I can post on your Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, Anna. So not only bitch can find out what's where the pumpkin patch is, but she can also post on all of your social media. I mean, I can't even get a real human being to do all that.
Twitter, and TikTok during my show and talk about what's coming up.
I mean, Anna, if you were doing middays, I mean, you're doing your show, you got to do all, and then you got to try to stay ahead and then promote what's coming up next on your, like, that would be impossible to do. It really would be for a human.
This bitch can do it all.
This bitch can do it all for what, Blitz? $50?
$3.99.
I mean, it's expensive. But
okay,
yeah.
but like, okay, do you have an idea on pricing? I mean,
No.
like, you don't?
No, because it's still like they're still testing it, but.
Hello. Plus,
Hey,
hold on a second. Don't leave.
Completely.
Go ahead, sir.
This is completely unrelated, but I thought you should know this. South Tampa. Culver's got its start in Baraboo, Wisconsin, the home of Doug Clem.
Yeah, well, not the home, but Doug Clem certainly spent some great time in Baraboo, Wisconsin. So did Uncle Bruce.
Whew.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Now, here's the one thing. You know what, this bitch? You don't get any complaints. You don't get her in the hallway causing problems. You don't got her in the cafeteria, boss hogging around on the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got her calling in sick. You don't have her asking for days off to go see her grandmas.
She never gets COVID.
She never gets COVID. She doesn't talk back. She doesn't tweet stupid stuff that you got to call in her office and fire her for.
No, that's me.
That's not entirely true.
What do you mean?
Some of the Chat GPT stuff has been a little racy, should we say?
Because you can hack it.
So, hold on.
Wait, what?
But then the person calls the GM and be like, hey, man, your computer pissed me off. Okay, well, you know, no problem. We're going to go ahead and reprogram her, and she will not be saying that again.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you say.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Razzle Dazzle 20 and Mark Berger another 50. Thank you so very much. Yeah. You know, I mean, you can't really punish when you go kick the computer. Dirty bitch, you got me in trouble today. Got 3 complaint calls on you. No, you just go in and say, okay, a little less sexual, a little bit more, you know, Bible gimmick with some little flirty kicker. Talk about some sports, the pumpkin patch, and the weather. Now introduce the next song.
I am great at teasing and pre-promoting content going into break.
So these radio people have said, listen, the perfect radio personality talks about local stuff, can promote what's coming up, can talk about the community, can give us news, weather, traffic, and all alerts as needed, and post them on his and or our station's social media platforms while they're doing their program. That's the perfect radio guy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unless you're doing personality talk. I mean, are you going to tell me that they're going to have AI that can have an opinionated talk show? I think that'll be a little bit harder because, I mean, I'm not talking up records, right? Or do you program a guy to be like, listen, you're going to be super conservative, so take super conservative views on everything and just go crazy.
Mean, you could sit there and have full conversations with ChatGPT, and it'll answer you like a human, like, you know, it's real talk. It's not like a Google Answers deal.
Shannon Moss, 15 on the Cash App at the Bubba Army. Thank you.
And the Bing one's even worse, better. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, Bing.
I can talk about the weather or traffic.
Yeah,
I can see
the
how
Bing
many
one they had to
people
turn
are
off because it got too creepy.
listening right now through Futury streaming.
Now, hold on, Anna. They could even see, this bitch can even see how many people are listening through their streaming. And she can say, so like, you know, if they got, let's say you're based out of Tampa and they see that somebody in Newport Richie is, you know, the stream goes back to the Newport Richie yippee-o. This bitch now comes on and be like, oh, yeah, for my fine listeners in Newport Richie right now, I know you're checking in.
Hey, that's me.
And say hello to certain locations.
Hold on. You want to hear that? She can do ticket giveaways. She can do it all. Listen to this. She can take phone calls. Watch.
Take open mic audio from listeners using Futury Mobile and incorporate their thoughts, questions, and feedback into my show.
So they can literally, have a line for you call in and she'd be like, hey, this is Future. You're on the air. Yeah, this is Jimmy. I just want to let you know, man, that last song you played pretty much kicked ass, and go Lightning. Right?
That's creepy as hell.
I can share news updates and current events relevant to your audience's interests and demographics. I have experience conducting engaging interviews with notable guests.
Now, hold on. How can they interview a guest? I guess they could just preload the questions, right? If you had a guy there.
But no. You can go on like ChatGPT, Bubba, and say, write me a script to sell soap, and it'll write you a whole, that's all you have to say. And it'll write the whole script out and everything.
Where?
ChatGPT.
And experts. I can give
What if I say, hey, write me a script about the USAC non-wing 410s coming to the track?
It could do that. So the problem with ChatGPT right now is it doesn't have anything current. All the data is like a year or so old, but it'll write stuff. Like you can't say, tell me about the Murdaugh case. Like it doesn't know anything about that. But
I can give away prizes, tickets, and exclusive experiences to listeners through on-air contest using Futury's mobile flash contesting.
Away prizes, tickets, and exclusive experiences to
what they do, Blitz, they probably have an app, a contesting
Futury does,
app.
Yeah.
And then, you hit the app, and then she just picks a random person.
Listeners through on-air contests using Futury Mobile's flash contesting. I am skilled at creating unique and entertaining breaks that keep your audience engaged and coming back for more.
I mean, if I'm a radio personality and I'm not a radio personality that has like an opinion, or I'm a talk show and I'm just a midday girl at Wild, And I'm saying, and I'm just whiling, talking about this record.
Whiling.
I'm just whiling, and I'm just talking about this record into that record and how kick-ass Rihanna's pregnant belly looked on the Super Bowl.
I figured out what I'm creating.
What?
I'm creating listener GPT. So you don't even need people listening to the chat or the radio GPT person. You just have fake computers listening to the computer person hosting.
That seems great.
Yeah, so that way there's no one hosting and no one listening. It just goes out over there for nobody.
And then you just sell it back to the station as data. Hey, listen, man. According to my data, I got a whole bunch.
I have your computer broadcasting to 74 of my computers, so hey, we're good.
Anyway, this Hastings guy, poor guy, 40 years in prison. I think there should be a federal law when there's stuff like this that it's $1 million a year. $1 million a year. Write that check. You still can't take. That's not even close to the compensation.
Yeah, you can't even really quantify the time loss.
No, you can't. No.
Or compensate for it, but that would certainly help.
It would certainly help. I'm a guy that just spent 38 years in prison, and next thing you know, I got $38 million.
Yeah. Do you even know how to?
You wouldn't even know.
Live in the free world?
No. I can barely live in the free world, and I'm not even incarcerated.
Look at you. Yeah.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
The big one is supposedly weird.
Bing.
I just want to love you. Oh no. What's up, Uncle Eric? It's true there, Prince Steve. I just think it's funny, the big one, all the reports that I was reading about them. I think the Country Bear was talking about it.
Mhm.
Just how like it's like what you said, it's a year old because I guess
It'll-
it argues with people.
Yes, it'll
It's
fight.
like,
It'll fight with you. Yeah.
You don't love your wife. I love you.
Mhm.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it'll start like talking back to you.
And of course, the thing I use Brandon will be. For his vision, I'm sure it's a little more difficult of a process. You think so? I'm gonna listen up with Mike 71. Let's see. Oh, you're just. Goddamn Dan.
I'm gonna start sending super chats.
What the fuck is Dan? I got. He's Captain and YouTube taping all the time.
Yeah, Craig. Once the stream starts, I can't adjust that, and it's been off since the hiccup about a half hour in. The only way to fix it is to reboot.
Listen, that's not me. That's Bing. My Bing AI. They use Bing. It's taken over. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna pretend like I'm your friend Rick, Tire Choice, that gets in the chat and does this type of stuff. Wait, how come it didn't send?
Thank God.
Oh, it sent too many. Just like what Rick does.
You gonna get me banned? Is Rick gonna ban me now?
There. He just sends random emotes over and over. Huh? Can I stop
I
you
don't
around
think
first?
Sirius is on PT.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Thanks, break.
I'm pissed. I got 2:30.
They're rolling organic, Gene. They're definitely rolling. Yes, before his session, we will reboot the stream. That sounds like a perfect plan. Liz, why didn't you think of that?
What?
Why don't you just go reboot the system?
Because it will knock us offline.
No, but
then we'll have to start a new feed.
And then everyone will have to go back in.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that, Hardy?
Then technically
Which
we'll
one?
have 2 fucking shows on the YouTube channel.
Oh.
Oh, that's the botched
Grays,
suicide?
yeah.
He's tall. Or is that guy short? That guy's short.
Probably both.
That guy's probably like 6'2", I would guess.
Oh, that's perfect height.
6'2".
Yeah.
Shut up.
Anything over that's way too much. It's disgusting.
That's good. It's synced up. Bad boy with the worst lawyer. Oh, did you see that video of the guy in St. Louis with the homeless guy? He walks
Yeah, I
up to
put
him.
it in prep.
The video though, did you watch it?
Oh, the actual video? Because the one that I saw, the camera goes
That's what I'm
down.
saying. Did you see it?
Is there another video?
Supposedly there is. I haven't seen it. That's
Oh,
why I
yeah,
asked
I
if
saw
you
that.
actually seen the video.
Barely.
Because supposedly there is one, but it's hard to find.
Barely.
I don't know if you've seen
Yeah.
it. Thank you, Camper Scott. I don't know what that means, but sure really turtle man.
Look at that hottie, Bubba.
What about who?
I just do what I'm
On
told.
the
Oh yeah,
TV.
she's hot as fuck.
See, that's you all day.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay?
I'm guessing because there's
Put your
sometimes a
put your
product
poopy
into it.
noodle away or whatever the fuck this is called.
I don't do poopy noodle. I've done it twice and I don't like it.
Twice? This is what?
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Ron Capps, NHRA champion from last year, funny car. Sponsored by Napa, longtime Napa sponsorship. Big, I've known Ron for 20 plus years. Met him through Gary Selzy. We'll have Ron on today at 9:30 talking about the Gator Nationals that start next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At 9:30, the sentencing also, which I may not get to unless I have Ron on and be like, hey Ron, that sentencing for that crazy ass Murdoch guy is coming down right now. You wanna know what it is?
He's
You
gonna
wanna
get
talk
life.
Oh yeah, I don't even think the sentencing thing really matters because
I don't think so either.
Because it's not, death's not on the table.
Right.
So I don't even think everybody wants to make it a story because it's the continuation of this big sexy story in the Low Country, but here's the deal. He's going to get life, or at least life. And so if that's what he's going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that would make this something to maybe potentially watch would be if there was potentially the death penalty on the table. Now that might make
it's watchworthy.
That might make it watchworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Father arrested after daughter and 3 others found in the home in Florida. Now this is what, Cocoa Beach? Cocoa?
Yes, Cocoa, I believe.
And
Cocoa's not a good part of town.
Is it not?
Cocoa is not.
That's what I heard.
So is there a Cocoa and then is there a Cocoa Beach?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's a West Palm and then West Palm Beach.
Right.
I've actually heard that
St.
West
Pete
Palm.
Beach.
Yeah, same. Yeah, right. Clearwater Beach.
Clearwater Beach, a city?
I don't think that is.
It's not.
I think Clearwater Beach is part of Clearwater, but St. Pete Beach
is
is
a city. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually West Palm is actually kind of rough.
But I thought West Palm Beach is rough and Palm Beach is
no.
Part.
West Palm Beach. This is the way that I've understood it. That West Palm Beach, there's a bridge that separates, and the bridge is where the rich people live on the beach.
I think that's Palm Beach, but I could be wrong. You're probably right, Bubs.
But I just know that I didn't know that Cocoa, I've always just known Cocoa Beach. I never knew Cocoa.
Yeah.
But so there's a Cocoa, and then there's a Cocoa Beach.
Right.
Correct.
One would think that maybe Cocoa Beach is more affluent.
Yeah.
And Cocoa might be where the bad people,
pretty much,
or the less less affluent,
the less fortunate.
Two knock doc, Mike, 50 for Barb. Thank you so very much. Hi, who's this? Good. So, according to sheriff's office, I could potentially play the sheriff. Not a very good backdrop. Grady would never do this. It's not very big, not very good at all.
Mm-mm.
But he gets on here and
good morning, everyone. Sheriff.
It literally looks like he just got done eating Waffle House, and he's holding
for 6 years in a row.
No, but like he holds his belly.
Office.
Like watch, hold on. He
walks just disappeared.
Well, and secondly, can you have some better lighting? And this is horrible.
It's hot out there, Bubba.
Yeah,
he needs to be in the shade.
Now, watch him hold his belly
over the podium.
Good morning, everyone. Sheriff Wayne Ivory, the Brevard.
Man, that smothered and covered I had was just really kicking my ass right now, gastrally wise.
County Sheriff's Office. And while I say good morning, it's a sad morning for us here in our community, as I need to give everyone in our community an update on an active.
Hey, Blitz, did they not know that the lighting is horrible on this?
I know.
Scene. Our team is working right now on Allen Shepherd Avenue in Canaveral Groves.
And he's going to tell us what happened here. He's going to give us.
Does it get lighter if you move your mouse off of it?
What's that? Like this, you mean?
If you play it and move your mouse off?
Where 4 victims were found dead earlier this morning.
Who? What?
4 victims found dead.
Fluid unit is working a death investigation where 4 victims were found dead earlier this morning. This is a very fluid scene. As you can tell, we are in the very early stages of it, so I'm going to be very limited in what information I can actually give out. Of our victims who we are not going to...
I'll tell you one thing, Blitz. I like to have that badass investigation vehicle. Look at that. Yeah. That thing's badass. Slide out. They got stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, rip it all out.
To identify at this time
drive around, give away ice cream
females and 1 male. One of our female victims has been determined to be a juvenile. Again, we're not giving out their names, and we'll give names and ages as part of our updates later on this afternoon.
I'll just read what happened.
2 kids inside the home, too. But they were all right.
Well, so according to the sheriff's office, 2 adult females, an adult male, and a juvenile female were found dead. So, 2 adult females, an adult guy, and a juvenile female were found dead at the home of Allen Shepherd. According to press conference, officials revealed that the 2 small children were also in the residence during the extremely horrific incident, but they were unharmed. So there was 2 kids there.
Yeah, I believe so.
That didn't get shot.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it says they were shot.
They were what?
Does it say they were shot?
Oh, the 2 kids?
No, just like the people that died. I just was wondering.
Yeah, I don't know.
It just says they were murdered.
Right.
It doesn't say. I'm assuming they were shot.
There was a 911 call from someone who was contacted by one of the small children inside. So one of the small kids called like a family member or somebody and said, there's, really bad stuff happening over here.
Mm-hmm.
The outlet stated that the person kept the child on the video call, so she FaceTimed.
Maybe it was like a neighbor, like the kid came out and was like, I think everyone's dead. And then, Nancy was like, oh my God, let me call.
I was drinking my coffee and all of a sudden little Sandy came over and said there was a problem. I went over, oh my God. Something like a FaceTime or something of that nature through video contact. The small child, white trash, mobile home deal, right? It looks like a pretty affluent. They got a nice piece of land. They got pretty nice house. They got double bird cages.
House. It's not his house. The guy. He killed his daughter, who he was trying to reconnect with, who did not want to have a relationship, the child's mother, and it looks like the mother's parents. 15.
So this was probably a stepdad who had lost custody or had got a divorce or whatever, and the child was living with her new family, which is probably her mom and her stepdad.
No, her mom and her the mom's two parents.
Oh, okay. So she's living with mom and grandma and grandpa.
Yep.
And hot-headed Willie comes over, wants to see his daughter, and maybe for whatever reason they say no. Maybe he's not allowed to be there, or maybe it's not his day, or whatever.
Well, it said that the suspect was trying to reconnect with his daughter, but she refused to have a relationship with him because she was 15.
Well, that sounds familiar, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, and he killed him. Oh.
No, he's in custody.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Deputies were dispatched to the residence around 2 a.m. When officials arrived, they found Glenda Terringer, something.
Tierwilger.
Yeah. Say it again, Mama.
Tierwilger.
Right.
It's a weird name. Because I'm looking at their ages. So I'm trying to put it all together.
Here, let me.
That seems like it was Granny.
Let me just.
I got you.
Let me just simplify it. They found Grandma Glenda.
Yeah.
And it looks like they found, is that Michelle or Michael?
Michael Watson, 36.
Michael Watson, 36, along with 35-year-old Constance Tillwilger.
Right.
So it looks like maybe Michael and Constance were dating.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Because they are the same age.
Right.
Roughly.
But this article on True Crime said that Michael Watson was 63, so looks like they got it wrong.
All right, it was
backwards.
So Grandpa Michael then.
Okay,
so we got Grandma Glenda.
Grandpa.
We got Grandma and Grandpa. But then if his last name's different.
Well, whatever. Step Grandpa.
Sure, like
your Jeff.
My stepdad was different name, so yeah.
Sure.
So Grandma and Grandpa. Got shot, and we don't know. Yeah, they're shot. They should have been shot. And then Constance was the mom, and she's 35, and she got shot. And the 15-year-old, is it Kiara?
Yeah, Kiara. Mm-hmm.
All had been shot and killed inside of the house. Our thoughts and prayer with his family as they face the most difficult of time. I can't even imagine. I mean, I just went through a death in my family, and it wasn't anything, as far as like it was natural causes. It wasn't.
Let's see what this
a big whodunit.
Like.
Oh, he's a handsome fella.
And so.
Oh, he's ugly as hell. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he looks crazy.
Oh no.
Gigante is the biological father of Kiara.
Domenico.
What's this guy's name?
Domenico.
Oh.
Jeff Gigante. Is a biological father, and is, by the way, opened up a new place down the road called Union that I can't wait to get to. God, it looks fancy.
He was hanging out with the other day.
Stop.
Tom Brady?
Close.
Who?
Ric Flair and one of Ric Flair's friends.
Hogan?
Brother.
Who was? Gigante was?
Yeah.
Where at?
One of his restaurants.
Thought it was the Bubba.
The victim who was... What a two... Wait till I tell it.
Ric Flair had a birthday there.
Oh, okay. The victim, who was 15, was formerly in a relationship with Constance, the mother. Hold on. Oh, okay. The guy, yeah. It's saying.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that this is an extremely violent individual in an extremely violent past dating back to 2005 who should have never been on the streets. So it looks like the system has spit out yet another bad guy on the streets, and we might have 4 people around with us today had we not let this guy out early. Do they have a picture of the guy, Lummy? I don't see the picture.
It's not in there,
it's not in this particular deal. But he's wanted currently, is he not? They've not found him.
I thought he's in custody.
Yeah.
Oh, did he turn himself in?
Well, they went to his roommate's place, I guess.
Did they get him or not?
Yeah, they got him. I sent you his booking photo.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was gonna let me go to words and then come back with that. All right.
All right.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
He's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess he went back to his apartment that he shared with a roommate and was like, I killed my kids. I killed my kid or some shit.
Oh my god.
The roommate's like,
The roommate's like, bummer, dude.
Oh my God. Brian from Philly, $100.
Oh, that's true. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's currently held behind bars, no bond.
Jeff Hayes is.
Come on, piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit.
Yes, you're great match. Is it airtight? It's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. What a piece of shit. Killing motherfuckers out here in these streets.
What's up, Ty J?
Ty J! I want to try pole dancing. Because I'm a pole dancing.
There's a pole right there, you know it.
There's some gaps.
Yeah, it'll be a great weekend, Ty J.
I know. Okay, I guess not.
Danny G.
Here's man.
That was good.
I was making sure you were pro.
That was
You
loud.
were growing up?
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, but it wasn't super loud.
Felt like my neck adjusted a lot. It felt like I
If we have that 20 soon.
You know what these don't order?
Mm-hmm.
Jay. With the same
Well-
clones, reverse order, what do you use? Edge?
So do you want me to do another break before Ron?
If you're going to take him the whole time, yeah.
I probably won't take him the whole time, though.
Okay.
So I'm...
Up to you.
Yeah.
So I got my genius plan.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if you're...
Nope, I'll have to break so you can get set up. Yeah, so you can get set up.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Yeah, so I'll break at
okay.
26.
You know that there's a sausage festival
Yes.
in Village Park, Bubba? So you can celebrate your German heritage and also sausages. Sausages.
Yeah, a friend of mine's going to it.
Oh yeah?
He asked me if I wanted to go.
To the sausage party?
Yeah, I was like, I'm good, dude, thanks.
Is it, do they have a bunch of bratwurst on
Yes. It's like the worst festival ever.
there? Yeah.
Ooh, strawberry cheesecake chimichangas.
Ew!
What? You don't like sweet?
I mean, my claws are burning today.
Yeah. Please, please. I know what that means now.
Yeah, well, don't overuse it, okay, bitch?
Please,
Don't overuse it, okay?
please. Wow, wow, wow.
Overused.
Stop spanking yourself.
Mother.
Dude, I'm riding the bike and Dan's coming this way. I'm
Yeah.
going this way. And I saw him like, oh, it's Dan. I went like that, and he was like,
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I thought it was like you were on the road and he was on the sidewalk.
yeah, but it's like right there though.
Oh.
It's where they're close.
Mm.
I went like that, and he like
He
went
did
over
what?
and just kept going.
Yeah. And then you did it again?
On the other way, when we were going the other way, but he was far. Like I knew he wouldn't see me then.
Yeah.
I did 15 miles.
Dang.
That's felt good actually. I could have gone longer.
No. Good. I got some sweet triangle chokes. And I was the only girl there that was rolling, so there was no smelly pussies, which was nice. Because sometimes there's smelly pussies. But there was 0 smelly pussies, that's right.
That's good.
Ron Capps. I'll do him in 10 minutes, which means I can only talk about 5 and go to another break. That way I can run Ron long. Needless to say. The NHRA Gator Nationals next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If I were you, I'd get there Saturday and Sunday. If you're going to take 2 nights, you're going to go. That's where all the action's going to be happening.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Maybe throw in a Friday in there. Thank you to Giant Recreation World that is providing our unbelievable Class A RV. Thank you. And Big Mike is going to be here on Monday.
Sweet.
To drop off the golf cart. So
you got a hold of him.
Yes, I did. I go, Big Mike, did I make you mad? He's like, no, I am so busy down here. You know, and let's not forget the hurricane went right through his area. And so what he's most busy with is repairing and replacing golf carts because, you know, people that were properly insured, they're getting new golf carts.
Sure.
You know, and their the contents of it was, that's part of their home insurance or whatever. People have different insurance policies. And he's like, I can't even keep golf carts in stock because everybody's, replacing the ones that floated away. So he's not mad at all.
Sweet.
Did you see? Anna sent this to me. Let me look at this. This is I think I could probably. These are some fishermen. I don't know, off of Louisiana.
Yeah.
And this is like a shark feeding frenzy. Did they get blitz? Did they hit up on some bait fish, or did the guys chum up the deal, or what?
I have no idea.
They were looking for yellowfin tuna.
Yeah, they were fishing for tuna. I mean, it's just a school of sharks.
A school, my ass. Now, are those the kind that bite you?
I mean, yeah, all sharks will pretty much bite you. You jump in there, they think you're a fish.
If you would jump in there, they would absolutely mistake your flesh for a fish, would they not?
Oh, 100%.
And they would chomp the hell out of you.
You'd be done.
Now, could you back up your boat and start jumping up, hitting them with your prop?
Yeah, you could probably get the ones that are jumping up and just start slicing them.
Is that illegal?
No, but you can catch back then. I mean, it's cruel.
What if you slice one and he gets into your boat and then he chomps your ankle off?
Well, then that will learn you.
Could Blitz get his AR-15 and just start rattling it up?
Just taking them out?
Could you?
Don't video it, but yeah.
Yeah, you can do anything you want as long as you don't get caught.
Exactly.
Let me, is that the most sharks you've ever seen? It is for me.
Yes, that is.
Dang.
Yeah, they're bumping the fish up against the boat and taking them out.
Guy's got a nice setup, and he's got four 300s.
Yeah.
Fabrizi would laugh at that.
Getting soaking wet.
Man, I'd be scared. I would get the hell out of there. I'm like, let's get out of here. One of these is going to jump in a boat and bite me. I don't want.
You just gas it up and get out of there quick. I mean, you're not going to catch anything except for shark.
And you can't eat shark, can you?
Yeah, you can eat those.
Asian people do. I don't want to say all the time,
just the
but
fin.
Yeah, shark fin soup.
That's illegal.
The fin,
not good.
The fin seems like the worst tasting part of it all.
They think it makes your penis hard.
Mm-hmm.
Shark fin cartilage makes your
I
penis.
think everything makes her penis hard, but yeah, the Asian.
I mean, I can find about
ones,
anything that make my penis hard. If I
yeah, but see the way they fish for them is really cruel too. They just cut the
fin off and
the fin
release
off
them.
and throw them in, and then the shark dies. So.
so they that's not cool at
Why
all.
don't they just eat the rest of it?
Why don't just let them be sharks?
It's gross.
Exactly.
But let's say you're on an island and all you could catch was shark. Could you live on shark meat?
Yeah,
you had to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fatty and it's protein.
I mean, you could live on it. It doesn't taste good, but you'd probably acquire a taste. Blitz, what are we having tonight? Shark again? We've had it for the last 50 nights.
You want to die or you want to eat shark?
Thanks, Anna. You keep up with a mouth like that, bitch, and I'll strangle you in the middle of the night.
Not if I strangled you first with my rear naked.
True. And your rear naked is getting more and more deadly. One of these days you'll
Bubba,
get me to
I feel like I might be improving. I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
I feel like I need to go to words, but I feel like we need to do an Anna Bubba. Remember we used to do the Anna tries to tap out Bubba? Can you think of something that we could do next week?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah.
All right, think of something.
Okay.
All right? And we'll do it next week.
Okay.
I'll have Ron Capps on Zoom next. Hold on.
The Bubba Radio Network will return after this.
What's that?
I'm going to hit you with the north-south choke.
What's that mean?
It's just a type of choke.
Oh, that's what you're going to hit me with?
Yeah.
Info is, but then when you gotta reel it in, what are you gonna do?
When you got a real guy
So
fighting
go like
back.
this, really hard, reel it in.
When you got a
I
291
went with my
pound
grandfather.
man.
It was horrible. I went with my grandpappy, also known as 80, and it was fucking horrible. And I was like, fuck this. I'm never, ever doing this again. Holy front fupa. Jesus. Oh yeah, I watched that the other day.
What's that?
That video that you're playing right now. With front fupa chick.
Yeah, but I can't play any of it. Blitz has got to set me up with he's got to set me up with Zoom.
Long.
You got Pat over here to hit you with the best shot.
Hit me with your best shot. Far away.
Hands up, don't zoom.
Hands up, don't zoom. Is that what you said?
Whenever I hear zoom, all I think of a zoom. A song in my day.
When your name is Zoom.
Got any better?
No. These units are horrible.
I'm like super nervous.
The ones that are good are double this size.
Yeah, you see they're a lot bigger.
Move.
And
I've been working on my triangles. They're getting a little better, but they're not great.
Way more pliable.
Right.
What you blummelin? Yeah, but let's rip apart at Bubba. Bud Smoke wants to hear it.
I don't have any gas in my ass.
He doesn't have any gas in his ass, he said. It was a sad, sad day. I'll feed him some broccoli later so we can change that.
Oh, from Taco Dirty?
Yeah, so that he can be extra 40.
I want some Taco Dirty broccoli really bad.
Gus is doing great.
I did eat some chicken masala
There's
and
gonna be
basmati
little
rice
tea.
just now. No,
Alright.
but I'm hoping,
Maybe in about 20 minutes it'll be 2D.
yeah, as the cars drive by.
That's, I guess, what's great about the Grand Prix. You just fart all day.
I do too.
Oh.
Me and Dad got there just farting up the night.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes. You should write it down and show it.
Yeah, but if I write it down, it's always backwards.
Just spell it the other way.
I don't know how to do that. See, like if I go like this, but does that show up on the thing? 3 minutes. Oh yeah, Ron got it.
You can read backwards.
You watch Ron's connection will be badass compared to Alexis's. Alexis is worth $80 zillion and has fucking horrible dial-up.
She has some Paul Mitchell products in her internet.
His camera, his.
Let me do a reaction of yesterday's fucking interview.
How clear it is?
Yeah.
Compared to hers?
Ron Cap's got that Napa fucking know-how money.
Yeah,
That's strong.
He's not a backwards camera Willie either.
No. Ron Cap's. Oh, we gotta talk to him about that simulator that he's got. That's why he's beating everybody's asses.
Got his trophies all laid out.
Yeah, he's the fucking man.
Fan.
It's nice TV.
Yeah, I like the setup. Alexis had a cricket with the potato bone.
What?
Alexis had cricket with the potato bone. It was so
Now, does Caps, his is a Toyota.
Oh, shit.
But do they put, does he have a Mopar motor or?
I don't know, I have to ask him. But he probably drives a Supra.
Is it a?
Not the Camry.
I like Camrys, in my opinion. They're a superior breed of car.
Some guy will come up there with like a Yaris.
Yeah, it says it on his Wikipedia. It's the Supra.
Or a Corolla.
Toyota Supra.
Okay,
Prius.
Sometimes they try to.
I'm gonna tell Ron you need to change your body style to a Prius and go out there and kick everybody's ass. Fuck having a Supra. Everybody knows Supras are badass. Kick everybody's ass in a Prius.
That would be funny.
All right, here we go. 1 minute.
1 minute.
I got my ass kicked by a Prius.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh dear.
I think this is maybe the 5th time I've had Ron on before. I've had him on a lot.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 10 seconds.
Live from the Sunbelt Rental Studios, it's the Bubba the Love Bug Show. I bet he's standing right on by with a clear connection, too, because he's got that Napa money. What's up, Ronnie?
How are you, man?
We had Alexis on yesterday, and we're like, and her connection was horrible. And we're like, hey, for all the kind of money, I mean, you'd think you'd be able to get, some kind of better connection with all that money you got. She didn't find that too humorous.
All the tequila money. Come on.
She did tell us this, though. By the way, Ron Capps, who will be in Gainesville, you've already, all the big boys have been testing there for the last couple of weeks. So have you already been testing a little bit?
No, we haven't tested at all. We're testing. They have an official NHRA test Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at that same track in Gainesville. So that'll be our first.
Yeah, well, when you're the champion, what do you got to test, please? I mean,
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I mean, please. Well, you think Robert Height's going to get you? Hell no. Although I will tell you, man, I saw Matt Hagan on an interview. Ron, I know you're a little scrappy, but that guy's got some pipes on him. I don't know if he's bodybuilding or drag racing, but god dang, he looked pretty tough to me.
He's gotten big, yeah. Yeah.
Well, hold on. That's not acknowledging that you could. Are you saying you could take him? Could you take Hagan?
I don't know, man. I'm 57 now. My
fighting
what? Days,
Get that, Bubba.
I got to be careful now. I don't just at the drop of a hat. You got to think about other things before you start throwing down with somebody.
You can't roll around like the irresponsible Selzy and fight a guy in a bar like he would. Remember?
Yeah, I grew up wrestling, and yeah, the instincts are still there, but yeah, you start to think.
I think they need to. Maybe Napa's great, and I love him, and I couldn't be more thankful as a fan of your sport and of a friend of yours, and because listen, motorsports are all about having unbelievable sponsors, and your longevity in the sport, sometimes is affected by how long your sponsor stays with you. So Napa has been please. They're the best, and they've stood by you for the longest time, and they've been, they're very active in motorsports. So thank you to Napa. But whatever type of facial cream or health regimen that you're onto for 57, I was looking at your wiki today just to refresh. I mean, I know you pretty well, but I was like, I just want to refresh, see what's up. And I saw that you got a new motorhome from American Motorhomes, and I saw that you got stumped on the Marvel DC gimmick. And so I'm up to speed on my Ronnie Capps deal. But nonetheless, I think the 800-pound elephant in the room is, my God, Ron, you're 57 years old and you look about 40. What kind of creams are you using?
Dude, it's called G-Forces. It's called driving a nitro funny car.
It's called
You're looking dapper. I was going to actually make a comment. You're looking pretty dapper, man.
Well, you're going to see me next Thursday. Or on Friday. I'll be in Gainesville, right? And you better, when I come up to the pits, bitch, you better not. I better get to go cross the ropes and get to come hang out with you now, okay?
Dude, come on. There's no ropes for you. You go wherever you want.
I got to tell you,
if you fit in the car, I'd let you in the car, but you ain't no way you're fitting in the car.
No, and Tony can barely get his fat ass in one either, too. I'm just telling you that right now. Tony's probably on the upper end of that deal, is he not?
He's slimmed up pretty good, man.
He's looking
good. He's got a lot of motivation.
Listen, I love busting Tony's balls, and I am also really excited about his entrance into the sport. I think it really, not that the NHRA didn't have an unbelievable group of fans, but it really, there's probably a fringe part of NASCAR that'll say, like, you know what, I'm kind of over NASCAR, and I'm going to start following drag racing right now,
There is. Yeah, without a doubt. It's funny because he's racing at what they call the Baby Gators this weekend, today, actually. And that's like his first race. I know how excited he is. And my crew chief's wife runs their motorsports for drag racing. So, yeah, it's great to see his excitement. But I was waiting to see how much NHRA was going to blab about just the fact that he was there when there's all these other drivers that have been there. But the fact is, you can't get around it. He's been on TV lately in the NASCAR race. Has done a great job. Looked great. He's gotten in great shape. And
wife is hot as hell. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, he's got.
I did bust his balls though, because I know the first time he drove one, he got beat by a girl, and so I did text him on that one. That didn't go too swell.
That was a close race.
And didn't he at the end of the day have like the low ET, but she got him off the line, or it was super close, wasn't it?
It was very close. And what's funny is that girl, I watched her grow up from the time she came out. Her mom, by the way, remember Shelly Anderson back in the day, the top field driver? Right. That's her mom. That's that girl's mom.
So she comes from good stock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe her mom had an affair with Big Daddy back in the day and they had her. You never know.
Her dad's Jay Payne, who is a guy that's great, alcohol funny car guy. When I was a kid growing up, he was like the guy in alcohol funny car. And so that's her dad as well. So, yeah, she's got pretty good blood running through her veins.
So what's the horsepower difference that Tony's facing this weekend, like compared to what Leah? They're obviously Tony's driving the top alcohol dragster, and then Leah's in the top fuel. What's the 5,000 to 15,000?
Yeah, his class is called top alcohol dragster, but it's an A fuel dragster. It's one of our engines with no supercharger, so it's naturally aspirated nitro engine. And so you're probably right about. I'd say about 5,000.
So
our cars are making 11 or 12 probably. I did call Tony out at the award ceremony for my speech when we won the championship. I stopped right in the middle and I was like, something about, I just said, look at this guy. He is not a dragster guy. If you went and ran drag racing, I would picture you getting in a funny car like Hagen, right? You're a big burly dude. Like Tony doesn't come across as a dragster guy. And I told him he needs to get his license or get in a funny car. So he promised this year he's going to get into Matt's car at one point and make a couple hits because it's a whole different animal.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, I think didn't Selzy start off in dragsters?
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah. And so did you.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not downplaying, the great, Connie Colettas and the studs of the sport, but they are a little more, the dragsters are a little more forgiving because you have such a huge wheelbase, and the funny cars are the same motor but put on a roller skate basically.
Yeah, I would say driving wise, and I always have to be careful. I did driving, but I got a lot of friends and all my brothers and sisters that drive the dragsters, so I don't want to offend anybody.
You know what, Brittany Ford's coming up and bitch slapping you this weekend.
with the actual physical part of driving the dragster, literally, I mean, you could drive, and some do one-handed. You don't want to make big moves. And I always liken it to either a trail ride on a mule or a bull ride. And that's the difference. A funny car, you step on the gas, from the minute you step on the gas, you don't know what it's going to do. It's like a big motor late model on a little small track where you got to get up on the gas and get on the cushion. And at all times, you don't know what's going on, as opposed to something a little more tame. The engines are the same. It's just this forgiveness and this very little amount of steering that you not only have to do, but you want to do, because you make a big move. When people go the other direction, instead of funny cars, instead of dragster to a funny car, you go the other direction, and guys and girls have done it. Man, you look at them, they're like all over the place the first few runs till you get used to it.
Well, not only that, but the motor in funny cars are in front of you.
Yeah.
And the motor in dragsters are behind you.
And this is your view right here in a funny car. Where a dragster, you got all this nice view. You got a nice clean
I forget
fire
what
suit.
I think it might have been Tony. I think it might have been Tony back in the day, maybe when Kyle Busch or somebody, or Kurt Busch. It might have been Kurt Busch. They were trying to drive a funny car, and I think Tony was down at the Schumacher. It was Kurt Busch, and I think Tony's shop is right by
Pro Stock.
Isn't Tony's shop right by Schumacher's shop over there in Indy?
Yeah.
And I think Tony went down to the shop one day. Now, this is years before he got into drag. This is like in his NASCAR years. And he got in, and he went down to the shop and was hanging out with the boys, and they put him in a funny car. And I think Sumo was there or something. And Sumo says, like, God damn, Tony started flipping out, getting claustrophobic, and they had to lift him out of there immediately.
Yeah, they closed the body on him?
Yeah, they closed the body down on him, and Tony was like, get me out of here.
Hey, listen, the first time I got the body closed on me, when I was in Don Perdome's car, the very first time, same thing. I was like, shut this thing off. Let me get out and collect myself, because it's a whole different thing. In the dragster, you're warming it up, or you're making runs, and everything's behind you. Fire, the sound, I mean, everything. The first time we warmed up a funny car, all of a sudden, this 11,000 horsepower gargantuan fire-breathing motor
right between your penis,
10 inches in front of my knees,
in front of your penis,
it's just going pop, 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 right there in front of you. So it is gnarly.
I mean, if it blew up, it could take out your whole penis and everything. Think about it. right?
All of it?
I mean, I know you're 57 and you're well hung, but I mean, I don't think you could survive your big ass Toyota. By the way, we were thinking about, if you really want to start freaking people out, we know you drive a Supra, but let's change the body style to a Prius. Then you'd be badass. Ron Capps is waxing people with a Prius.
I always wanted to take a Prius and stick some just huge V8 in it with a big supercharger sticking out as a street car. Because it would look gnarly with big tires stuffed underneath it.
They should have your body style as a Prius, and as a rib or a gimmick, as you're getting ready to do your burnout, they have this little fake unplug where they unplug it real fast, like they plug in, and then you do your big burnout, and then they plug it back in for a little bit more seconds to get you some juice.
It's like a plug this big, and there's like 8 guys plugging it, unplugging
exactly.
it.
Got to hook up this big fake generator, and then it takes that would be funny as hell, wouldn't it?
There's a good commercial right there.
Anyway, Ron Capps on the phone. Or on Zoom, I should say. I've known Ron for did Selzy introduce us, or did Lasowski introduce us?
Kind of both. I think it was right around the same time. Yeah.
I think it might have been. I think it might have been at Danny's golf tournament. Might have been, maybe.
Well, it was all that same time period. You come out. Of course, you were on Howard Stern back then, and so you came out to Dallas, but then we started doing all that dirt racing together. Sedalia, the golf tournament. We ran some other stuff, and but the fun part was when right around that same time you had Selzy on, you played the prank on him in the waiting room.
Remember that? That was so bad that it was so bad that Selzy calls me up. He got away. The show completely got away from him. He was like 14 Miller Lights before he even came to the studio. He's doing some racial stuff, so like just getting crazy. We send 25 in there, and when we're feeding 25 lines, and 25 is this African American guy, the best ever, and we're like, 25 goes, man, I heard you drag race, and Selzy's like, yep, drag race, go about 300 miles an hour, and so we're telling 25 what to say, and we're like, man, drag racing's for pussies. You only drive like 3 seconds.
Can't even turn, man. And
Selzy got up, said a few little words he wasn't supposed to say. It says, "I'm gonna fight you right now, bitch." And then we're like, "Hey, Selzy, stop!" We're telling him what to say. So then we get him on the air, and he's just completely drunk, being Selzy. Well, then after the show, he calls me up and says, "Hey, is there any way you can call Sirius and have," because they replayed the show like later, like over the middle of the night or something like that. They would replay it, and we had to have the guys in New York cut out Selzy's appearance because he was afraid Mopar, Kevin Miller and Mopar might hear it and would pull his deal. He was so worried about getting his Mopar deal pulled that we had to actually edit. Almost, I think we completely cut him out of the entire show. And then we had people the next day going, "Man, Selzy was on yesterday, but we didn't hear him on the overnight." And it's because we had to cut him out because he was so flipped out on what he said.
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, good times, man. We used to do all those dirt races, you and I and Selzy, and
we were talking
a bunch of people.
We were talking to Alexis yesterday, and we were talking about people that race her good, and then people that will take chunks out of the clock. And she said that I've only learned what that meant through you and Selzy, so I let her kind of explain what it meant to everybody. And she said the only two people that she ever has to worry about chunking her is Cruz and John Force. They're the two chunkers, she said. Yeah. I said, "How about Caps?" She goes, "Oh, Caps scares me because he's so good, but he won't usually dirty chunk you. He won't usually dirty chunk you."
That's funny. Yeah.
Now, will Force do that to you too? Even though you're a 3-time champion and you're the next probably protege. I mean, you're the next greatest guy in the sports as far as amount of championships. Will he still, when he gets a veteran like you? Now I know when he rolls up on a person that's not as experienced as you, but will he dirty chunk you, even you?
Force is so unpredictable. To put it to where you would understand it, it'd be like if you went and jumped in a wing sprint car and out comes Sammy Swindell from retirement, right? That dude, you just never know what side you're going to get, right? He's going to be good. He's one of the best.
He's going to rub you hard.
You don't know if he's going to slide job. You don't know what, he doesn't care.
Well, with Sammy, he's going to put that right rear on you and let you eat it. What's he going to do?
Yeah. and he doesn't care about what happens, right? And that's Force. He does not care that people talk about his deep stage, and he does not care what they think. He claims he's not that good and he has to do it. And, he's just, I love the guy. He calls me weekly and checks on me, and just a great guy, one of my best friends out there. But he is,
he knows he knows all the tricks, doesn't he?
All of them.
Now, when you guys are burning out, he always, Selzy used to say, "I'll burn out and I'll get ready, and we have, it's all timed, and we only got a certain amount of time to do it, and I gotta burn out then, and then they gotta go there, and they gotta take the throttle stop off, and they gotta make the final adjustment." And he goes, "But that damn Force, he always makes me. He always lays back and makes you stage first, no matter how long it takes."
Yeah, he does, and once in a while, if it doesn't, because you don't want it to bite you when it counts. Like we had the championship on the line the last day of the race, the last Pomona, and so you don't want to mess with him. But there's times I made him stage first last year, and other drivers have. But then you're getting out of your sync, Then you're thinking about it, and you're not at your best. So it's a fine line. You don't want to go there sometimes.
But
that
staging.
He won't go last, but he's going to come in right behind you. Or he's going to mess with you and wait for you.
Is staging last kind of putting your guy, is it kind of like a gorilla chest pound kind of staging last, or is it just all a big whatever?
For him, I think it's once you're the last one in, the tree's coming down pretty soon. If you're already sitting there and you're waiting, you're keyed up on that other bulb waiting to come down.
Right.
But then you're having to watch when he finally goes in. So it just changes your mentality. If you're sitting in your trailer and you're on your practice tree and you're at one after another and you're Amber go, you're going to get that in your head. So staging last, the Amber's coming down, and so it is whatever.
But you
so
probably,
that's why qualifying, I try to do stuff. I try to do things that don't.
You probably try to be very ritual based in the fact that you have a system that's your system, that regardless of who you're going against, you have your internal timings of what you do, and they can have.
Plus, you got to remember the clutch pedal is out. So when we stage, the last thing we do is that we pull the fuel pump, we let the clutch pedal out, and then we hold the car with the brake and we bump it in with nothing but the brake. The pedal is out. So your clutch is already it's starting to get warm.
Right.
So the longer you sit there and it bites, sometimes that'll happen. It'll sit there and get warmer and warmer and your car hauls ass. You set a track record and you're like, okay, well, I guess that worked. It wanted to be hotter. And so it can go both ways, but sometimes you're sitting there too long, and that's what irritates people. And in qualifying, I've gotten out and want to throw down with force at the other end of the track because it's qualifying. All you're doing is messing with my tune-up. Right. You're not trying to get in my head on race day and mess with me. Now you're messing with the whole tune-up. So he's usually pretty good in qualifying with me anyway.
I got to tell you, one of the I've watched it probably a million times, but there's one of these in cars. I know there's a ton of Ron Capps in cars, but there's this one in particular. It might have been one of the first ones that you did that if nobody really understands how violent this is, and it shows you from staging and then letting go and then throwing the chutes and just how it's just a mad chaos. I don't think NHRA and drag racing are one of the very few sports that aren't better on TV. Like NFL football, I'd much rather watch it on TV than deal with the stadium and the parking and all that nonsense. But a person cannot grasp the violence or just the athleticism that it takes to drive these things from television. Does no justice to these things.
Yeah, I took the kids to their first hockey game the other night. We did a thing with the Anaheim Ducks out here. They played Chicago, and they'd never been to a hockey game, and they were blown away. And it's the same thing you tell fans all the time. Once you see it in person and then watch it, it changes everything. So yeah, it is violent, it's loud, but the best thing is just getting in the pit areas like you talked about. You're going to walk in Gainesville, and you don't have to be Bubba to walk up and stand 5 feet away and watch my guys tear this thing apart, steaming hot, and put it back together in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time when I do these speeches, I'm like, you can't get your oil changed down at the local little oil change place for that quick. And these guys and girls have these things apart completely and back together and fired up in 40 minutes or less. Well, that's the cool part.
And I'm very familiar with NASCAR, and I'm familiar with I own a dirt track, and I'm familiar with almost every form of racing, and there's no professional form of racing that's more fan friendly than NHRA. Every ticket is a pit pass, and literally the sport is built on hospitality. It is. The whole sport is really built on hospitality. That's why your hospitality, for your sponsors and stuff are so huge and so elaborate compared to any other sport.
It's right there. You're literally next to the pit area.
Right.
You're
and so no other sport, no other form of racing. They may have a suite, on turn 5 or something, or turn 4 or something like that, but nothing is more fan friendly than NHRA drag racing. And I'm hoping that a lot of my fans, a lot of my listeners come out for the first time in Gainesville, because once you go to one, I went to the U.S. Nationals with my father in 1982, and with Big Daddy and Connie Coletta and all those boys, and it's something that I'll never forget, and I would really recommend it if you're a racing enthusiast, even if you're a NASCAR guy. As close that you can get to the pits. Like, in NASCAR, you got to have a hot pass and know somebody, and they're like, and that's just to stand behind the wall, and you get to see like a couple of the pit, But man, literally, you're 4 or 5 feet from these guys that are tearing these 15,000 horsepower motors down in 40 minutes, full down, clear down to the short block, and then they'll throw Ronnie in there or somebody to fire it back up once they put it together. And a lot of fans bring these masks and stuff and try to get high on the nitro. And it's way over the top. It's more over the top than anybody than I can even explain.
Yeah, it's cool. I grew up on the sport, so I always knew it that way. I didn't know till I grew up later and would go to IndyCar and NASCAR. You had to give blood pretty much just to get a pass to go anywhere near a garage. So it is what it is. It's just a different way of but it's a great day. And I love having NASCAR dirt car fans come out for the first time. And by the way, I get so many Bubba Army people throughout the year. It's hilarious because they don't think I'm going to reply, and I'll be out there signing autographs, right? And I'll be down there signing something, and I'll hear Bubba Army, and I'll go, nope, you got to say it 3 times. Bubba Army, Bubba Army, Bubba Army. And they're like, ah! So yeah, it's cool to get people out for the first time. And I always tell them, I go, come back. I want to see your face after you watch the run, and then come back to the pit area to watch the crew.
I want to watch you
afterwards.
run, and then I want to see how in the hell did your body withstand all that, and you're still walking around.
They always come back either smiling or like jaw drop, like holy cow, I'm hooked. You know.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes like you look at that car, you be like, there's a little guy in there driving that death trap. There's a little guy in there driving, and Ronnie Capps. My God, do you ever sometimes watch another guy like the guy before you run? You're like, man, that's me. I do that. That's so goddamn violent.
I tell the story all the time because we tow back a lot of times on the return road after a run, and we tow back along the track. And so many times you're towing back and we'll be about the finish line or something when another pair after us is firing down. And when they're coming at you, I always look at my guys in the Sequoia and I go, holy cow,
that's
man,
me.
I can't believe I'm doing that. This seems so out of control. And we think we're in control, like in the car, and somehow maybe we are a little more than we think, but man, when I see it from the outside, it blows my mind.
And it makes me so proud of you, too. I'm like, that's my guy right there. I know him. That's my man. He's a stud. I love him.
Ron, do you still talk to the snake?
Yeah. He, I started up to be my own team owner last year. He was the first guy I called to get advice and all that. He literally, as a crow flies, he probably lives 15 minutes from me.
Oh, that's cool.
Much nicer neighborhood. But he checks on me all the time. Yeah, awesome. He's
Remember back in the day, the snake and the mongoose, man. That was the thing. Hey, listen, man. We wanted to have. We've been working with Joshua and NHRA. I had an idea, like in January. I'm like, hey, listen, you know what? Let's do a show thing and have some stuff on and promote the Gator Nationals and get and establish a relationship with NHRA and use our show. And they've been great to work with, and they're like, so I'm talking to the dude, and he goes, you think you could have Ron Capps on? I go, that's the one dude I can have on. I mean, so I said I've known Ron for a long time, and he's been on the show several times, and so we're gonna be there. I get there Friday, and I got a bus, and so I'm gonna be up in the mix, bud.
All weekend.
Good.
So
good. Shoot me a text when you get there, and we'll get whoever you come. We'll come hang out in the pit area.
All right, bud. Hey, good luck, and I think you get what do you get here? Like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday?
We're going to test Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
All right, perfect. It's he's the driver of the Napa soon-to-be Prius, but it's currently a Supra. And he's Ron Capps. He's you heard it here first, and he's a returning champion of the funny car division, and a good friend of the show, big time Bubba Army. And I hope to see everybody out there next weekend in Gainesville. Ron, good luck to you, buddy, and good luck and get safe. Of that new RV, are you going to debut your new RV?
It's going to the Phoenix race. It won't be Gainesville. They're going to have one down there, but it won't be in Gainesville.
Yeah, too many miles. You don't put too many miles on your personal one. Let them loan you one, right, kid?
Well, hey, listen, I told the guy, when it rains a little bit at that track, I don't want this thing all dirty.
Right, exactly. I'll take a rental for Gainesville, but I'll take my personal out to Phoenix when it's not so far. Hey, bud, good talking to you.
Thanks, Ron.
You too, man.
Thank you, Ron.
Great seeing you guys.
You too.
Love you.
Bye now. Love you too. See you later. Love that. Man, I love that guy. Phew. I think
awesome.
It's time for us to leave.
Great interview.
Yeah.
Great interview.
Great job.
Oh, thank you.
That was super interesting.
That guy is such a cool dude. I think Bean's here, so I got to go see him real fast. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Blummel, we'll call it what, 10:20, 10:30, something?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yep.
Lummy, have a good weekend, buddy.
You too, Bubba.
And we'll see you guys on Monday. All right?
Perfect.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
operations manager and co-host Blitz K,
co-host and show historian Lummix,
co-host Anna Hummel,
co-host Dr. Dan Diaco Esquire of Council, co-host J. Diaco Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council,
the BRN agent Thomas Buttoned Up B,
and for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.